Are you ready? Are you ready?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Circle Gratitude. Welcome to Positive Vibes. Share, like, subscribe, so we can keep it going and make sure that people are hearing these positive messages that we're setting forth. So I want to welcome my brother D. I want to welcome my wonderful and beautiful mother-in-law.
What up,
Thank you,
man? What's
baby.
going on? Hey, mama, what's going on?
Hi, how you doing?
Good, good.
Yeah, we just sitting here, man, just come with a little Friday positive vibes to end the week, and we definitely gonna keep this thing going and not stop by no means. Not as long as I got a breath in my body and knows everybody around me, we just trying to keep things because people need to hear positivity because we are faced with a lot of negativity in this world. And honestly, I mean, it's not a positive, but it's a negative, but it's something that's happening around our world. Is these shootings is out of control. I mean, I've been thinking about that, and it's horrible. It's horrible what's been transpiring in these last few years with all these mass shootings, and innocent people are losing their lives due to mental health or whatever. A person is angry or mad or whatever they might be. But I just think it's very bad for us to have to deal with these situations and we seeing our loved ones leaving this world due to someone's anger. I just think it's a bad thing, and we have to continue to pray for those and for protection over all. I mean, regardless of blood, creed, religion, race, whatever, we have to pray for all. We definitely have to pray for all. So I just had to share it because, like I said, it's a sad moment, and we see them happening back to back. It started to become really the norm. You know what I mean? That's bad. When you find something that's becoming normal, I think that's pretty bad. Hey, y'all hold that thought for just a second for a hot minute. All right, my apologies, peoples. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with everybody. I mean, you have any thoughts on it, Mom or D?
I just
Yeah,
I just can't understand. Well, I shouldn't say I can't understand. I want a solution for it. But what that
yeah,
solution is, I don't know.
man. It's everybody going to be on the same page. That's all it is, and everybody not. I mean, we saw what happened. The last school shooting that took place. I think what was real sickening to me was to see them boys standing in that hallway like that, armed and ready, and didn't take no action. And for me, that made me scared and nervous. So, that alone, I don't feel secure and safe with law enforcement here. After seeing that video, shit, I don't know. That should have took place like that. But hey,
I don't know. I got a niece and a nephew that are police officers, and I want to say they're not one of the bad ones. But it's
that's
sad that you can't trust all of them. You should be able to trust, because you were always raised to go to a police officer. If something's wrong, go to the police officer. Call the police, and it's like you don't dare to call the police because they might kill you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
they got for real. They got some. I mean, they protect their own. And Adam had one of those tell me that out his own mouth. You know, I mean, yeah, I've had that. hmm I don't know. That's something serious right there. That's a whole nother subject too. For real, man.
Yeah, I didn't want to base it on something that's, like I said, it's really not negative. It's reality.
It's
You know,
reality.
it's
Yeah,
reality. So I mean, so we can't. I wish Strick would get on here because he could really talk from being in law enforcement of because he got.
right.
I bet he had a lot to say about that one.
I know he do.
Oh yeah, but but like I said, it's a horrible situation. That's why we have to stay prayed up and definitely look out. If we see something, try to protect others by just speaking. What I mean, or finding out and talking to a person. What I mean, just to see where their mind is. Sometimes, some things like that can help. But
Yeah, I totally agree.
what I mean, because like I said, you just can't shade everybody off because if a person just want to talk, they might be on the urge of doing something to themselves or self-inflicting or either maybe do something to someone else.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
people. So, those are the things I want to do that. But I just
Yeah.
want to touch on that real quickly. Wasn't trying to bring that up, but definitely it was something that I think it just crossed my mind and I had to speak on it. But you just want to recap of different things that we went over throughout the week. And I know one which I think we had last was very good, and which it was talking about a lot of things and learning a lot of things, what I'm saying? So we have to understand, what I mean, how to communicate and do things of that nature so that we can understand this thing. But what I wanted to bring up today was really about self. How to take care of self, how to love self. And honestly, I think a lot of us get away from that. But we have to invest in self. I've heard people state and say things of the nature of, I want to be successful, or I want to lose weight, or I want to get a business, but you don't want to invest in yourself. And some things you have to invest in yourself in order to do anything that, because you can do anything you put your mind to. But a lot of us fail to, not I ain't gonna say a lot, but some begin to not even want to invest in self. They're always thinking about others. So sometimes we have to just self-reflect on oneself, what I mean? And I think that's one thing that I think we should be able to do, because just like a person is saying, I want to be successful. Well, are you researching what kind of success do you want? What is it that you have a passion for? What is it that you want to accomplish in your life? What goals do you have set? Those are the things, and it takes some things of doing research, watching motivational speakers, or stuff like that, to find out where's your passion and where are you at of your goal and that you're set for. Because a lot of us, just the favorite one, I think, for everybody when it comes to that is New Year's resolution. Oh, in the new year, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and really,
You lying.
But and honestly, how many times have that happened? That you might do it the first, you might do it the second, the third, or the fourth. You be like, oh, I do it tomorrow. Oh, I do it this time. Oh, I do it this time.
That's me. I watch the exercise programs, eating potato chips, and say, "Yep, I'm gonna start tomorrow," but I'm watching them exercise.
But we're a Sister Leslie, yeah, but definitely those are the things that we have. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm stuffing my face for a hot second. But those are the things that we have to look at, but we have to self-inflict. Self-reflect on each other. I'm sorry, and look at ourselves when what we want to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it don't have to even be about financial. It could just be about our health. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I know I need to stop smoking. It's a part of my health. But I stop every year. And Erica, ever since I've been with my wife, she said I just stopped every year we've been together.
But they say never stop quitting.
Right. So, but like I said, I think we got to start really investing in self. And sometimes, if we don't invest in self, we can't make others around us happy. You know what I mean? And that's in a lot of aspects, you know what I'm saying? So we have to really understand, how to really look in the mirror and say, what do we have to do? What can I do to invest in me? Some things is about me. It's not saying that you're a selfish person, but you still have to look at yourself and look in that mirror sometimes, and and look at what can I do better? You know what I'm saying? Like I talked to D one day, and I told him, I said, a guy told me one day, and it was a guy that was very successful. He said, you have to look at yourself, and you have to take the time out to understand what you have to do in your life in order to better yourself. Because some people think they can't do any better than for what they're doing now. So that's a part of investing. So when we invest in investing in ourselves, I think we can accomplish a lot more, because especially and then not having negative things around you, because of course, like we stated, we know we got enough negativity around us, so we don't definitely need nothing in our inner circle that's negative.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what would you say about that, Brother D Strick, Mom?
Man, I don't know. When you talk about investing, I mean, sometimes you got to go deep. It can be anything as far as reading, writing, a typing skill, something that you can push out in the world or better yourself. You know, that's something that people should be working on daily. You never know when an opportunity might present itself. Teaching yourself how to speak, that dictionary, learning different words, that's investing into yourself. Learning skill sets and not necessarily looking for the money, but just learning how to do it. I had a friend of mine, he picked up scuba diving just to do it. Why? I don't know. I thought that was crazy. But he did it though. He did it. And it's not too many people that you can say in your circle, yeah, well, my partner know how to scuba dive. But it's something. I mean, he invests into himself, he know how to do it. I got another friend, he got a pilot license, he know how to fly. He don't do it often, but he talk about it, he know how to do it, he got his license. It's little stuff like that, man. I don't know.
Your energy, not to interrupt you, D, but putting your energy towards positive things that you can do to benefit your current existence. I mean, the reality is that as much as you put forth to succeed, as much as you'll get out of it. And everything that I've strived for in business has always been about trying to, it hasn't always been about money. And I wanted to make that point. You can strive for money if you choose to. There's a million different ways for you to make money out here. If you want to just make money, you can go sell drugs. Because guess what? You're going to make a lot of money. But it's not about money. Money, I've been in situations where I was getting weekly checks of $40, $50, $60,000 a week. Now, mind you, I had employees to pay during that time. But I was getting money. And money in itself does not satisfy success. If you think it does, I can tell you a bunch of millionaires that require my services as a private investigator, they're not happy. Okay. So I don't want to quantify happiness with financial success. Because it's not. It's not about financial success. It's about peace of mind. It's about doing what makes you happy and what's good for you and those around you that allows you to make money. And if it does, great. That's wonderful. But you must understand that financial gain in itself is not success, nor is it happiness. Okay? It doesn't have anything to do with that. Find peace within yourself. Work hard at what you enjoy doing and making yourself happy doing. And guess what? You'll make money from it. Don't know how, because I don't know what it is that you choose to do or not do. I just know that I'm a talker. As a talker, I try to infuse my thoughts and beliefs that are valued, considered to be beneficial, and I spread it. And if it doesn't work, I'm sorry it didn't work. But the intention was genuine. Success is not evaluated by how much money you make. It is evaluated about how much peace you have, or how much peace you're able to obtain by what you're doing. And now I'll shut up. I'm sorry about that. I run on.
You're fine. You're fine.
No, brother. No, you did that. I mean, like I said, you definitely shared that, and we appreciate you sharing that. That was valuable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the thing of it is, like I said, so that came back with you. If you hadn't invested in yourself, what would you have maybe accomplished any of those things that you say you accomplished?
Well, you know what? The reality is that I did invest. I took the time to invest in myself on certain levels. Now, I can tell you, I'm not a student individual. I went to school, college, and what have you. But I lived a life of hard rocks. I experienced opening businesses and not knowing what I needed to do. But that didn't mean I couldn't find out what needed to be done. There are always avenues and opportunities for you to take advantage of that will allow you to progress from where you are. It's about you being willing to do so, because although we may be hindered by racism and so many different aspects of society, the reality is that if you put forth that effort and that drive, guess what? Something is going to turn out positive. I cannot tell you how many times an individual has. Look, Abraham Lincoln ran for office almost 12 times before he won. You know, we all strive for success, and there'll be failure in that process, but the failure is a learning experience. So you fail forward. You fail forward because you are learning as that process goes. So don't deny yourself the opportunity of failing so you can learn and you can move forward. Because once you move forward in your learning aspects, you get better. You get better. And everything you have worked towards will always be beneficial in some aspect. Sorry about that.
Okay. Okay. That's what I'm talking about, big bro.
My family says I talk to the wind. I'll talk to the wind. And if the wind stops moving, I'll have a problem.
Oh, bro. Hey, man.
You know?
Hey, man.
No, genuinely, Shaq, to be honest with you, my desire is to be able to, give people information. And I'm not saying I'm full of information that may not, or that's totally beneficial. My thing is that give information. Take what I'm saying or what someone else is saying, like yourself, Shaq, and incorporate that in your life. Because you can incorporate positive things in your life, you'll move forward. You want to move forward. We all do. And I'm done.
Not that you said I'm done.
Well, look, I listen to a lot of things that happen on your website, on the panel. Sometimes I don't respond. It's not that I'm not interested. The reality is that you want to hear, because you got two ears for a reason, I can talk, like I said, I talk to the wind if it stopped moving. But I got to listen sometimes. And getting a different perspective and a valued perspective, like from Ms. Smith and from D and from Jack, the objective is to be able to broaden our horizons and give some positive feedback that's going to allow people that are listening to grow. And we want to grow. Growth is difficult, but it doesn't stop when you reach 18.
No, no, I would agree 150% on that.
Yeah,
Brother.
we keep growing. We have an opportunity to develop what we've understood and the experiences that we have. Just express that to other individuals that make them think. I want you to think when you listen to us talk. I want people to say, listen to what Mr. Shaq said. Shit, excuse my French, but man, he said some powerful stuff. Young man, while I was listening, we were listening on Wednesday. I had an individual that lives next to me that doesn't have an opportunity to hear our conversations because he works. But that day he did. And he was like, yo, hold up. And I needed to hear that. And that's powerful. It's powerful. You know, when someone needs to hear something that you're expressing, whether it be Ms. Smith, Mr. D, or Shaq, or myself, that's a powerful thing. It allows us to express our feelings, give an individual an opportunity to think. I just want you to think. I want you to think whether what I'm saying is correct or maybe what you thought is something that you need to reconsider. You know, it's important. And we can only do that by conversations like this. Jack Diesel, all I can tell you is, brother, I appreciate you. I think it's powerful that we're able to have this opportunity. And I think we should continue on this opportunity regardless of who comes in, who doesn't. Our purpose is to be able to express the gratitude of the circle of love.
Right on.
Right, yeah, definitely.
Now I'll shut up.
Nah, that sounded good, man. It sounded too good, man.
Hey, man, you did, hey, brother. Hey, like I said, brother, I love to hear from you. I would love to hear from everyone. Like I said, I mean, that's the thing. And, you know, and like I said, but, you know, I think when you said that listening, you have to listen sometimes, but some people stunt their growth due to
They
that.
do.
They don't.
They do. I mean, thanks to Strick, I got, you know, 2 politicians I got put together. You know, I got Valvoline.
I done worked on a couple of different political campaigns, but I ain't no politician.
No, he was. No, I think he talking about the petitions. That's what
petition. Yeah, the petition.
I don't want to be clear. Don't get no knife thrown in my throat at my door.
Yeah, man.
I ain't a politician.
But he said a petition. Yeah, I know. We know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but you know, but that's something though, man. And I think if I think a lot of us have. Well, some of I ain't gonna say I keep using that word a lot, but I meant to say some. Some of us have basically stunted our growth due to not want to listen, not having an open heart, open ears to listen to what a person is saying, because it's nobody's walking this earth that know everything. It's not possible. You know what I mean? Because like you said, Strick, you said that we learned you learned way after the age of 18. Oh, you know, and I'm learning today. You know what I mean? Like
we never stop.
And everybody that share their views and their points and their opinions, it grows me also. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I know where we at and what we're doing here on this page, but at the same time, it really builds me up because, you know, one, I mean, I like to talk, but it's just like not on a wide range of YouTube. You know what I mean? I would talk to you or talk to D or talk to mom or whatever, or you know, but never on the point where other people are listening and hear my people.
Your platform allows that opportunity. I think it's so crucial to be able to socialize as a village. It's a village because we're all amongst it, and it's great. I think it's helped. It's helped. To be honest with you, it's helped.
Right. And like I said, man, it's much appreciated, man. Like I said, we here to share and here to do this thing, man, and try to grow it so that we can get out more positive messages and, you know, let somebody hear something that they might needed to hear at that moment, you know. But yeah, that's why I said, and I think it comes with, and that's you know, like I call it self-development. You know what I mean? When people have self-development, like I said, I just seen a lot of situations where, you know, you couldn't pay me to pick up a book, or you couldn't pay me to go, you know, research certain things on the net, which you can find anything. Not saying everything is true, but I found myself doing it more because we do have more resources than we had, you know, back in the 80s and the 90s, or even the, you know, well, I ain't gonna say the 70s, but the 80s.
Yeah, I'm in the 70 group.
look, I said that because of Mom, though. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, but it's just like we have more resources, but it really to grow where we are now, and I think I've grown even over the past few years. I've grown some more, you know what I mean, and able to be in a position where that I can speak to someone and give them a positive outlook on, or make them redirect their thinking process. You know what I mean? And like you were stating, you know, and that's something that I think that it can help, because it's been many times that a person will say something, like even you, Strick, you'll say something and I'll be like, man, I ain't never thought of it that way. Well, man,
Exactly.
why? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Because
wait, Erica did that when she explained what it was like to grow up in a biracial atmosphere and not knowing who she reflected to. That was so powerful for me.
Yes, it was.
It was like, yo, hold up, I never thought of that. So our opportunities to branch off in our own information is there. You know, that was heavy.
you know what? Touching that subject, Mom, since you up here, and we're gonna get back on our subject, but could you share your life as a mother raising biracial children? I just want to hear this, because I would love it, because I wanted you to share your story about that.
Oh, it was deep. It was very hard. I was called a nigger lover. I was called a wigger. People at my jobs would talk about Black people, and I just sit there and listen. And then all of a sudden, my family would come up. Now all they're backpedaling, you know, because now they feel like an ass because they done said all this stuff. And I had to fight for my children every day of their life.
Wow.
Every day, because they had some kind of prejudice coming to them towards white and Black.
Right.
You know, it was relentless,
wasn't it?
And I was like, only people out here that can protect my children is me. These people don't understand. They're just mean. And so I always taught my kids, you accept both. Otherwise, you're denying yourself. You know, you take you got both of good work, you know, both the good sides, you know, because I mean, you can take anything out there that's for a white person, you can take that too. Anything out there for a Black person, for scholarships or things like that, you can apply for them both. So now you got two chances to get it. You know, so I don't know. It was rough.
It's rough, but you know what? Not only did you get through it, you produced a wonderful daughter in the process of doing it.
Yes, both my daughters.
And I think it's interesting to hear the perspective of someone that went through that journey, because that journey was not easy. Everybody's journey is difficult, but that was not an easy journey. But you chose it, you made it, and you made it work. So guess what? Thank you, Ms. Columbia. Because no, honestly,
No, I thank you, mom. I thank you, mom, because I got a wonderful, beautiful wife from it. Yeah, sure do.
Yeah, well, you got it before I could. Beautiful wife and beautiful daughter. That's the thing. You want to inspire growth. You want to inspire something that's going to make a significant difference in people's lives. And,
Right.
you know, so kudos to you. Number one. Understand, I am a very difficult individual, but I have no intentions on being difficult to the point where no one could understand what I'm saying. I want you to understand my love and affection towards you for the fact that you are here, willing to communicate with people that initially may feel negatively. But the reality is that they have no understanding of how precious your heart is.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, mom. Look, I love my mother-in-law. Well, I'm telling you, look, I love my
I
mother-in-law.
don't know your mother-in-law, but I love her.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
I don't know,
And thank you.
mother-in-law. Wait, excuse me. I'm sorry, Shaq.
What?
Mother-in-law. Mother-in-law,
Yeah.
you there? You there, mother-in-law?
Yeah, I'm here.
I just want to let you know I'm single.
Right.
I've been throwing that out there. I'm joking. But I am single.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Look, Shaq, you got a good woman. I'm just trying to search. Look, you got to search where it's right. And you got what's right. So I think I might as well search from the root.
Hey, that's pretty solid.
Hey, there it is.
Look, do I need to start playing some music on this mug or something? No, I'm just kidding.
I just want to express the fact that I appreciate the fact that you're here. And it is a wonderful thing to have someone who has a different opinion or a same opinion that we can appreciate. And that's what I want. Thank you.
You're welcome. I know I've only been into 3 of the chats, but I've enjoyed, and I've even had to sit back and ponder on what you guys have said.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what makes it great. That we
okay.
Wait a second. No, I ain't thinking of it like that. And that's what makes the conversation, the circle of gratitude, so important, is we allow each other to express each other's voices, opinions, and it makes it powerful.
Definitely, man. Like I said, you guys are really appreciated too, though. You know, like I said, we try to bring positive vibes. Like I said, I would like to see Sister Liz. You want to come up here? I like to have Sister Liz up here, boy. You know that's my other one, but I like to hear her. Sexy May, you want to come up, or anybody want to come up, or y'all just want to sit back in the chat? That's fine. But I like to give my kudos to and Frankie and John. I like to give my kudos up to them ladies. They be here and they be listening and commenting and holding it down. So I appreciate you, ladies. Definitely appreciate you.
Looking at the comments, I see you move.
Yeah, that's why I say I appreciate you, ladies. But like I said, but these are the things that, you know, I think, like I said, I'm real keen on that self, you know, self-help, man, because like I said, and it can play a big part for mental health also. That's why I said a lot of stuff that's happening in today's society is due to people not having that person to reach out to or to listen to them or to hear them out.
Yeah, I'm not trying to take over the conversation, Shaq.
Huh?
I'm going to tell you, you are absolutely correct. The reality for me, just talking about my own personal situations, is that this circle of gratitude has made such a significant difference because what's happened is that you're going through things. We all go through things. And sometimes they're more than we can handle. But having other people that will be able to provide that insight, that information, that, hey, listen, you matter. Your thoughts matter. Whatever you're going through, it matters. That's what this has done for me, and I think it's powerful because I'm listening to D, and I listen to Miss Smith, and I listen to Sir Miguel, and all of the guests that you've had. The reality is that they've proven to show that not only do they care, but they're willing to listen, and that matters.
Wow.
That matters.
Yeah, it does matter, man. And like I said, this has broadened broadened my my thought process also. You know what I mean? And like I said, you know, I try to be and strict and mom, I've been knowing this gentleman here. One, I'm gonna tell you, share with you, D. I used to be knowing him since he was 17, and he's right at 40, almost 40. Strick, he just older. I'm just gonna say he's just older. But anyway, I've been knowing him for about you know, for a and he gave, you know, he used to be, he was law enforcement, gave me a ticket, and there it is. We've been friends ever since. So so we brothers, you know what I mean?
He
So
gave you a ticket. What was you doing?
Yeah, he gave me a ticket and he told me, I'm not gonna show up to court. It's too early in the morning, I'm not gonna be there. And
I need y'all to understand that when I say I'm not gonna show up to court, please, I mean, I don't want you to think I'm a dereliction of my duty. The reality was that, look, I'm working a task force. Task force requires you to write tickets. Okay. I wrote the ticket, but I also let him know that, look, when I write this ticket, which was 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't remember when it was, but I don't go to court at 7:30 in the morning because I work nights. So the reality was that I wasn't going to court. I just wasn't, because I don't get up that early in the morning. But so not only that, but the thing is that Shaq's a good guy. I was blessed to be able to stop him. I was blessed to be able to make communication with him. I was blessed to be able to have the friendship that I've had over these years because of that communication. He is, and I'm going to talk about him and without trying to give accolades, but the reality is that you're such a good individual, brother. The reality is you are such a good individual, wholeheartedly good.
Man, that's solid.
The thing is that I don't meet people like that. You don't meet people that are genuinely decent, genuinely concerned and appreciative. This young man that I met, you know, he was kind of squirrely, kind of out there. At the same time, I'm being real. He was
Hold up.
at the same time, he was squirrely and all other things, but you know what he was? He was genuine. He was genuine. There was no question about where his loyalties lie, because at the time when we met, his loyalties lied in one direction, Miss Law. That's it. And if you could say his direction lied someplace else, all I can tell you is that I ain't seen it. But he was dedicated to his mother as he is now. I think that, you know, people, and I'm going to talk in spite of him being here, there are people in this world that go out there and do what they can for themselves. They do it. They go out there, they strive, they contrive, they do everything possible to make it for themselves. This is an individual who I have met that had it not been for his character, I would not be on this platform, because I don't go on platforms. I'm a recognized investigator. I worked with Texas Southern University. I worked with the Innocence Project. I worked in multiple homicide cases and what have you. Some of the cases have been on TV, some have haven't. But the reality is that I would not engage myself with an individual of anything but a decent character. the character that you have, my friend, I am not trying to give you accolades. I'm just trying to speak truth. You are an impeccable character individual. And that is because of Miss Laura, your father, and every journey that you've traveled through. I'm grateful and I appreciate it because I know the information you dispense is coming from the heart, and I appreciate it. That's all.
I agree with him 110%.
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. That make that warm my heart.
Oh,
that
man.
Definitely, man.
It's
Definitely.
fact. It's fact, bro. It's fact. You've stepped up, stepped beyond, and moved beyond. I can't imagine you not.
He's right.
So do you? I'm on mute because I'll talk, like I said, till the wind if it don't stop moving.
Yeah, man. But I appreciate you, Strick. D, man. Like I said, man, it's just I appreciate to hear no words, man, and it makes me know that I make a difference, and that's where I wanted to set this platform for us to make a difference in someone's life. You know what I mean? To share things, share positive, share outlooks. Because I wouldn't, as like he said, he wouldn't be on this platform. I wouldn't have people on this platform that I think that would be negative, that has nothing positive to share about things. And I value everyone's opinion that's on this panel, and even in the chat. The ladies that I gave up to, they're definitely been inspiring for me, because actually I sit back and watch how they they comment and how they give out their comments about different things and how positive it be, and I really appreciate that from them. So we just love to share positive, like I said, and I think that that's a part of, as we spoke about earlier this week, we spoke about communication. And we communicating with each other and speaking to each other with decency, with respect. And sometimes I think what happens with a lot of us is, we don't respect each other from male to woman to woman to male. It became something where the respect has went out the window. Nobody feel like they got to respect no one, or because I have a certain status of me being financially, set or whatever, that everyone else beneath them. So I think we should, we have to be encouraging to one another in order to because I think when I encourage, or I feel I encourage, that it makes me feel good, not to say because I said it, but because I see it made a difference in someone. And if I can give a positive word to someone, I would rather give a positive than tell you something negative. You know what I mean? And D could speak for that, Strick could speak for that, Mom, we didn't even talk. You could speak for that, so that's where we at, and like I said, and if it wasn't for my mother-in-law, of accepting me in their family, what I'm saying, we don't have that tension. We don't have that problem. We speak, we might not speak every day, but we'll speak, and she'll call me randomly and I'll call her randomly, so that's something that comes with, with a lot of things. And then I think that's something that you had to learn, because from what I came from the past to now, it's a whole 360. It's definitely a positive thing. So I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate everyone. Like I said, D, would you like to add something to that, my brother D?
Man, it's all love over here, man. Everybody, and I enjoy this platform, man. It's therapy, man. It really is.
You go after I get done listening to this, I just feel so calm and just kind of smile, just yeah, make you feel good.
Yeah, and that's it. And and the thing about it is because of hearing everyone speak and see people in the chat, I feel great. Not good, but I feel great when I get off, because I'll be like, okay, well, I don't care, if this person, that person, this person, but it ain't about that. It's a point about, but somebody hear it. Even if they don't say anything, they hear it. You know, what we're the message that is getting out, because that's what we do. That's what we want to do. This ain't about trying to get likes and clicks, but it's the point of just get a message out to someone that might need to hear it. Because like I said, a lot of times we can't turn off when a person is speaking because we don't know what they're going through.
That's true.
And we have to listen sometimes, because a random person might walk up to you and start talking to you. Yeah, you have to be careful. I get it. But sometimes a person just need a person. If I had plenty of times where a random guy just started talking to me and just telling me his whole life story. And I'm like, okay, but I sat there and I listened. And you know, and he'd be like, man, I sure appreciate you listening to me. But who knows what that man was going to think about doing if somebody hadn't heard his they say hear his cry. He was as a man, but it was a cry that he was giving out. So if you don't sit there and listen to some people sometimes, you know, you never know what the next level can happen. You know, and I think that's what we have to tend to. We have to give a listening ear sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And it's so funny because I heard a person say, oh, this person keep telling me they sound like a broken record. But you know, somebody told me something that was very wise. I thought that when you listen to that person and that person repeats it over and over and over, sometimes you can find a different solution for every time they come at you. So that kind of startled me, and I'm like, wait a minute, because you know, you'd be like, oh, that person, yes, this woman or this man, oh, he gonna come with the same stuff. I got to hear this all over again. But I've noticed that when I talk to certain people, that we get a solution to a problem at that moment. It might not be the whole solution, but it has been a part of the solution that they might have, that one part of that solution to try to figure it out. You know, and I think sometimes I think different mindsets and different way of looking at stuff. Like I said, like I was telling D before, I said, if we speak to someone and we always going in the same aspect or going to the same way, well, it maybe be time to try something different. You know, it don't take nothing to just do something different. But some of us we stuck in our ways and we don't want to change. We don't want to do things different. You know what I mean? This is who I am. This is who I stand for. You like it or you don't like it. Yeah, but I mean, but really, is that actually a solution to when you're having an issue with a certain individual or a significant other or a girlfriend, boyfriend, friendship, whatever you might, even a coworker? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It can always be something different that you can do in order to make the situation better. But I don't know. I guess it's puzzling to me sometimes because and it's not something that I've been knowing. It's something that I learned over my years. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you, I learned a great lesson from my ex-wife. So I'm just putting that out there because she taught me how to do different stuff in a different way. Not saying in a positive way. It's just the point of my thought process turned out different. Because I know if a person going to constantly holler and scream and do all this other stuff, well, instead of me hollering and screaming back with you, I'm just gonna stand and listen to you.
I know that's right.
You see what I'm saying? So now when I listen to you, and then now you see you're not getting that response you want. Now maybe that might put you in the mindset of maybe I need to try something different. Maybe I need to answer or
excuse me 1 second,
a different way. You see what I'm saying? Because you know they say it takes two to argue, and I'm not an argumentative person. I don't like to argue, me personally. But some people do. But I tell anybody, do you ever argue with someone and feel good? I've never known nobody feel good after they argue. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I look at it. I'm like, so I'm going to go back and forth with you, holler at you, scream at you, but then, but I feel good. No, that's not even possible. Because now your blood pressure done rose. If you die, your blood sugar done rose. Everything is out of whack due to all you had to do is do something different. You know, and that's the way I look at stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion, but it worked for me over the years. You know what I'm saying? And by that happening and I just share that with other people to know that maybe If you try something different, it ain't gonna hurt. You know, but some of us we're older, we feel we set in our ways, but some things, but we still gotta live. You're gonna encounter certain things in your life still as older, younger, middle age, however you want to call it. You're gonna come in contact with certain individuals. So if you learn to do it in a different way, then your mind, you can probably make it easier on yourself. Because honestly, I don't like to be angry and mad and upset, and because sometimes you can take your anger out on the next person that's really trying to be there for you. You see what I'm saying? So, but it's not a way that it's not like sometimes you can't turn them things on and off like that, like a light switch. But sometimes I tend to where over the years I found myself where stuff that used to make me mad, before I get to that level, I stop it instantly. And when I stop it, then I say, okay, I'm getting control of what might come out of this, because you don't want to be in a situation where you think everything is a battle for you. Some people feel like every time they walk out the door, it's a battle. Every time you talk to a certain individual, it's a battle. If somebody look at you a certain way, it's a battle. It's not always about a battle. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless of what another person perceive of you or perceive the situation, then, yeah, hey, what's up, brother Sir Miguel? Yeah, but perceive of you, then you can't, like they said, they talked about Jesus Christ. I mean, we're no better and no greater than he is. So what makes what you may think people ain't gonna speak on you or talk to you or gonna look at you a different way because the way you look, the way you're shaped, the way your skin complexion, whatever the case may be, who you associate with, all those things come into play when it comes to you as a person, judging you as a person. But do that define you? That's the question. Do you get defined by what other people think of you or say to you? So that's what my mindset of it is, and that's the way I think of different things like that. I don't know if anybody want to say anything about that, but I'm because like I said, if the wind stop, I think something wrong. I'm with you too, Strick. Yeah, but like I said though, I just love this panel and what we do. Sir Miguel, if you would love to, brother, we would love for you to grace us with your presence, brother. Yeah, but like I said, man, these are the things that we want to share and continue sharing and shedding a light on a lot of things that we go through everyday life. And this is something that I figure that when we share these type of things, man, believe me, I think somebody would leave here on a different note and say, man, I sure like that. You know what I mean? Because I just notice people just gravitate to negativity. You know what I'm saying? We got Sister Leslie up here.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good evening, good night, good everything. Good Friday.
I did call brother D Chris, and I don't know if it's Chris D or D Chris or it's just separate people, but I'm saluting D and Strick and Miss Colleen over here. And,
hello.
I had to come on because of Colleen Smith. I'm saying her full name.
Yes, my mother-in-law, Leslie. That's my mother.
You just go and sit down for a minute.
Okay, I'm sitting down. I'm gonna put myself on mute.
Well, Colleen.
Yes, ma'am.
You did a wonderful job with Erica.
Thank you.
Because I listened to her conversation, one of the last programs, one of the last videos, and she gave her views and she spoke, and I caught the replay. I said, well, doggone, I gotta meet the mother. And here you are today. And old troublemaker Strick, he got you talking about that. And I want to salute you for what you've done.
You.
I'm gonna salute you too, even though I'm a troublemaker.
I know he's still trying to. He think he's caught. I know it wasn't easy, for you raising a biracial daughter, and you made me think about my upbringing in my life. Thank God, God rest her. I had an aunt who was close friends with my mother and father. We're African American. My aunt, her family's from Poland, and we were stuck with her, and she was stuck with us.
Mm.
So she knew more about my roots than I guess we did, and she helped encourage it. She was, always in our life, and she was married to a man from the South, a black man from South Carolina. They couldn't be open about it because those days, she told us the story, so I'm sharing it with you all. Because in those days, it wasn't, I guess, legal for
No,
a
Yeah.
black person to be married to a white
not
person. But thank God we were able, before she passed away, um, she and her husband, to take a trip back down to South Carolina as husband and wife. So we were able to see that. But but my thing is, I'm sad that your daughter and you had to fight for your daughter every day based upon her being biracial, and
Hmm.
and I'm thinking about how we grew up. I mean, there were a number of biracial couples in our community, and it was a predominantly African American community. And
that's the only place they can survive.
well, I don't know. I don't know, you're making me think deep about this. But I didn't, I grew up not seeing color. I grew, and my children, I think, and they're grown, 20s, 30s. They're the same. So I pity the people who don't understand that we are one. I'm not saying that I don't know my roots, Colleen. Don't get me wrong. Don't
Hmm.
I have my red, black, and green flag out there. But when it comes time for brotherhood, sisterhood, I don't see color. And
No.
and and I applaud you for sharing what you shared. But I will tell you one thing. The one thing that you and I shared is that raising my children, it was everyday fight.
Yes.
For It was an everyday fight, and I don't know. I had my son, black son, and maybe it was the neighborhood. It was predominantly white all the time. You had to fight, but I don't know if it was that the school system or other folks, the black children.
But you knew you had to fight.
My children. Sorry, sir.
I said, but you knew you had to fight.
I had to fight because there's some folks who were black like me who said, "Look at her. She's trying to sound like she's white." But that's just how. What does that mean?
That means you were raised northeast. Because that's what I
Well,
get.
he knows exactly. You know how that goes.
I get that all the time.
So what's the problem? But when I want to, go out, sit down, listen to some good jazz at a club, or this, that, and the other, there is no color. It's the good vibe. I don't know, but anyhow.
See, I was blessed that, like I
Mhm.
said, I grew up in a neighborhood that was mixed all the way
Right,
all the way through kindergarten, all the way through high
all the way.
school. So there was never no difference. You didn't
Right.
like that person because they did something to you, or you know what I mean. And
Hmm.
then it wasn't even like you hated them; you were just upset with them.
Right.
But yeah, it's terrible out there. I'm gonna tell you because I didn't think anything about it until I had my own. Until I was married to a black man and I had my own children, and then I really saw.
Can I ask you something, Miss Colleen?
Yeah.
I, I also was involved in an interracial relationship when I first came to Houston. I want to ask you, and it seems bizarre, but the thing is this: when I was married to my wife, and maybe you'll be able to understand, when I was married to my wife, I remember the constant holiday issue. Okay, the constant holiday issue was she was here with me and not with the family. Okay. It was hard initially for me, or should I say for her? For me, it was hard, but probably not as hard as it was for her. How did you feel? Did that ever occur? Did you ever have a situation where it's like, yeah, I know she's with him or her or whatever? And
No, because both of our families were fine, except when we first got married. My husband didn't invite anybody from his family.
mhm,
They're from St. Louis, Missouri,
Mhm.
and they grew up that's just not, you don't do that.
right.
You don't marry, into another race. Okay. But
Mhm.
and so he didn't invite them because he felt they wouldn't come.
Mm,
So anyways, I eventually met them all. And then I can remember his Aunt Joe saying, I don't know why he wouldn't have invited us. I would have felt funny about it. But she says, once I got to know you, I love you, baby. I love
That's,
you.
that's
You
right.
know?
same thing happened.
And,
Same thing happened with mom.
huh?
He had some technical difficulties.
He got himself all choked up. Okay. No, what Colleen is saying is so true. But I'll tell you, with my Aunt Adele, let me tell you, she could care less. When it came time, she was that type of a person. She was bold, or any, we have, it's interesting. Our roots, our background is so mixed that you can't dislike a person because of their skin color if they're not black, because you're talking about yourself. So I don't know.
Yeah, see, I don't understand either because I didn't grow up hating. These are my
Exactly.
friends. This is who we play kickball with. This is who we play
Both of you said
stickball
something.
with. I mean,
Yeah.
Both of you said something that to me was interesting. The reality was that neither one of you saw that aspect of society. Am I correct in saying that, or am I wrong? You didn't
Oh
see.
no,
no, I
you
didn't see
saw
it until I had my own and got
Okay.
got married and had
Miss
my own.
Colleen, you didn't see it until you got your own. What about you, Miss Leslie?
Oh no, I saw it, and the reason why I saw it is, I think, is what Colleen said. When my aunt went to work, and as I said, she was from Poland, Jewish background, but she was atheist. She bragged about being atheist, even though her family was very religious, and so we never met certain people in her family. But she taught us children that if we ever heard certain words, I'm not going to say it here, and she said it in the language, the Yiddish language, or even a German
No, I
language.
need to know what it is in the Yiddish language, Miss Leslie. I'm sorry.
No, you
because I
don't.
need to
You're
know.
from New York, and so you can go on down to Delancey. You'll hear it, But she told us certain words. If you heard that, how to react, and if you went shopping to one of her lawnsmen, so to speak. But she also explained to us, because she was also very much into the civil rights. She taught us about Fannie Lou Hamer, because she was,
Oh,
she
really?
was what. Oh
On
yeah,
point.
because she supported them, and she and her husband, they were very much activists, and up until the day they
I
died.
wish more people would recognize that. Not to interrupt, but I wish more people would recognize there were a lot of Caucasians that were involved in the struggle, because
Exactly.
there were
Mhm.
a lot of Caucasians that were involved in the struggle that were profound about their
Unnoticed.
beliefs.
Exactly. Now I found out just watching the Jazz Channel that Tony Bennett, and Tony Bennett, the
Yes,
singer,
he was very.
Mhm.
he
And hey,
marched with Martin Luther King.
yes.
Okay.
Hey, and what's the great one? New York. I can't think of his name right now. Come on,
Oh,
give me
Frank
somebody.
Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra was very adamant and very persistent in his civil rights movement. He was
Exactly.
under the cover, but he did
That's
it.
right. That's right. That's that rat
He
pack.
did it. Those are facts. Yeah, he
Right.
did it.
So for us, we, with the way we children grew up, we had, of course, mother and father, but that having that aunt, and she wasn't just one, she wasn't the only one, but
Yeah,
she was the white one, you
yeah.
know, but I didn't think of her as being white. She was just there. She was the aunt, and she took her role very seriously, and helped me. I don't know. When Colleen spoke, it just made me go back, and a lot of things are coming into play. What Anadel, that type of person, meant to me. Now, I also found out that what Strick just said, when my aunt died, and I had to clean out the house and everything. I found she kept every little detail about that movement, the civil rights movement, because they had like an underground movement
Mm-hmm.
that some white folks participated in that we don't, that weren't, till this day. So her sister, who's also an activist from Ohio, she came into town, and she had to collect those things, because I found out my aunt was the secretary of that group. Now, these are all the things happening in our family. Mom and dad, of course, probably knew, but
They
that
won't
made me
say
feel that
nothing,
much
but I'm
better.
glad they knew. They knew.
Oh yeah, they knew, and we were always, like involved in certain organizations. Anadel knew more about that organization than we did, and she made sure we knew. So it's strange. It's strange. New York is a strange place to grow up in.
Lady, you ain't even gotta say it. That's why
Yep.
I'm
But yeah, but it helps
dead
us.
clean.
So when you see, so I'm saying that also to a point that Mr. Shack, this brother is speaking about you, the way he's speaking about you, I understand what you probably don't even, it doesn't even, you can't even, it doesn't register to you
No, it really doesn't,
what
because I
he's
don't know what
saying.
you're talking about, young lady. I'm
Sorry?
sorry.
Oh, just don't pay him no mind, Leslie.
I
Don't pay
don't
him.
know it. No, honestly. I don't know what
He
you're
knows
talking
what
about.
I'm saying, because he doesn't, I don't know the man, but from knowing that he's a New Yorker, those are praises from high places that he's given you. And he's very, it's not, he's not saying it loosely or lightly, and I
Well, thank
respect
you,
that.
brother.
So you don't know, he put his mouth on you, so to speak. You understand what I'm saying? And Colleen already
Nah,
made
not
it
when you say
really
it like that, but I
No,
got you.
yeah. Well, yeah. I
I
know
got
you
you.
heard it, but I
That
was
was
like, oh,
no
wait a
man.
minute.
In man talk, that was different. But I got you.
you know, so Colleen, get the belt. Get the belt.
Well, no, don't whoop us.
Get the belt.
The Lord knows we done got enough whoopings. We can't run no more. We too old to run.
You know, but on the real side about this channel with Colleen here, she's a woman of her persuasion, and I'm a woman of my persuasion. Do and I love it. I love the channel
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
I do.
showing that we have the same, same views, same drive,
Yeah, love is real.
same love,
Hmm.
And love is real.
you know?
It's real, man.
And that's the thing that makes me so upset. It's like, what is so hard to love other people? You
They
know?
have fear. Exactly. They have fear. They have
You're
fear.
right. You're right, Miss Leslie. I mean, that's right. It's
Yeah.
fear, D. It's fear.
Yeah.
It's fear, and it's an unfortunate thing, because the thing is that it's not point of it. It's fear. It's you're intimidated. You're scared, but you're scared for the wrong reasons.
Wrong reasons.
No one has that intention. The intention of overcoming, surpassing, dividing. Man, brother, I just want to live. I saw this video, and I hope you all look at it one day. It's a young man singing. I don't know, he can't be more than 13 or 14 years old. old, and he says, "I just want to live, man.
Mm.
I just want to live." Look, I don't have no urges or desires to do to overcome. There may be many that do, but I have but one desire. I just want to live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah,
For
that's
that little
deep. Yeah,
kid.
that is. Yeah, like, and that's the thing. But you know, I think what a part that plays into that also is to piggyback on what you were saying, what you guys were saying, but is also worrying about what the next person gonna think. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, but if I have this type of person or this different color on by my side, what the next person gonna think? Or like you said, it's about the one side, the persuasion from one side to the other. Like if you're around a bunch of white, you got a black friend, or like she said, biracial kids, or if you on this side and you got somebody's outside of black, like you said, like Miss, Mom said about, are you going to accept that person because she's white, white skin or whatever. I don't think it should be that way. Like you said, if we're going for the same thing, we should, because love has no color.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be the point where you have to,
Mhm.
by going by what everybody else thinks.
I don't know what everybody else thinks. That's just it.
Yeah, well, the thing of, but I'm saying, but you probably seen, like, I've heard, see, like I hear some sisters say, oh, well, why would he go get him this woman? Or you hear about athletes and all this stuff. But if he found love, why does it matter?
Well, okay, wait a minute. That's no, we're not talking about those people. Let's not compare apples to oranges, because if you're talking about those people, there is some who feel I'm up in above where I came from. I got out of the ghetto or wherever they came from, and
I agree.
they get a white woman, and it doesn't have to be love. It has to be
Miss
because of
Leslie?
your status.
Uh-oh.
Miss
There's a
Leslie?
difference.
Look at
I
this.
agree with you. I agree with you.
Miss
I
Leslie?
think,
Yes,
Go ahead,
sir.
I'm gonna let Miss Colleen speak. Go on first.
no, I'm just saying, I think athletes, people that make all that kind of money, they
Mhm.
think they're better, and it runs by their rules, and
Right.
they can do what they want to do. Yeah,
I gotta agree.
Until God intercepts.
I gotta agree. I'm just gonna speak for my my own understanding.
Mhm.
I have seen and witnessed firsthand individuals that have flourished and have gone and very they've gone around. Let's just say,
Hey, no judgment zone.
no
Speak your
judgment.
mind.
I don't want anybody to feel like I don't want you to feel like I'm saying something that's direct, because it's not. I have been around individuals that have done that, and it is disturbing because they do it for the wrong reasons. I married out of my race. Okay, I married out of my race because I was in love. You understand me?
That's a
Amen.
wonderful thing.
Love.
That's a wonderful thing.
I did not see who, what, where, who her parents were. I didn't care who her ex was. I was in love.
Mm-hmm.
And love has no boundaries. It has no restrictions. It's love.
Mm-hmm.
I was proud of that love. And you know what? To this day, Miss ex-teenage Miss Louisiana, I'm still proud of that love. I'm still proud of that love. We didn't work out. It wasn't because of our racial differences. It was because of racial differences in everything else.
Circumstances.
Because everybody's gonna have differences. But so I am make no mistake, my daughter, who I am trying to make her understand, and I'm being real. My daughter, to me, is a racist. That's what I feel.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. What do you mean by
Who's
that?
racist?
I believe my daughter, one of my children. I know this is something we probably shouldn't get into, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
You're gonna be in trouble, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm always concerned. I believe she is, and the reason why I believe that is because the conversation she has with me, It's disturbing. But yet she's matured, she's traveled, she's experienced. And I feel like if I directly say, man, you tripping, you wrong, you this, you that, it would turn her more towards her direction that she's in than it needs to be.
Well, wait a minute. What direction are we talking about? You got to be more specific,
Well,
brother.
I'm talking about the direction of being a racist. Is what
What does that mean? She doesn't like her race, or she doesn't?
No, she feels like, and this is my perception, and I could be totally wrong. She may listen to this sometime forward, but I could be wrong. But this is what I believe. She believes that if you are not black, by mother, by father, you're not black. And I'm not quite sure of the reasoning, but I believe that is what perpetuates her unnecessary frustration. She doesn't understand that look, man, we're all different. We're all a blend. White, black, purple, green, we all a blend, okay? But her perception is that if you don't look like me, you're not me. And that's not the way life is. And it's unfortunate. But she's a young individual, so she's got to grow. She's got to mature. She's got to learn. And I know I'm making excuses because I'm her dad. But but I know she's got to grow. And I'm trying to give her that opportunity to grow.
So,
go ahead.
So what does she classify herself as?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Thank you, Colin.
Say again? Say again?
As what? I said, what does she classify her race as?
Well, maybe I let me back up. The individual that I was involved with that was an interracial relationship, we did not have children. I had children with an individual of the same race as myself. So she classifies herself as black, and that's who I married. But the thing is that I have a problem with her understanding of race. And this is me speaking as a parent. I have a problem, and I'm talking to y'all, so maybe y'all be able to give me some good advice on this, is because I have a problem understanding or trying to listen and hear her speak, knowing very well that what she's saying is so not only derogatory, so negative, and saying, look, I don't agree, but I know that me not agreeing is not going to help her. You understand what I'm saying?
To help her do what? I'm not.
Help her change. Help her broaden her horizons. How's that?
Wait a minute. What is it that you're looking for? Because are you wanting? Is it that she doesn't look outside of her race for a mate?
No. She's already married. I'm talking about her understanding that just because you are not of the same melanin of me doesn't make you not like me. You know what I'm saying? I have nephews and I have family members that are interracial, biracial, and her perception is that, look, you know what? You are of a mix. You are not of a solid. And what I'm trying to get her to understand is that, look, you know
what about when you go all the way back years ago? I'm quite sure her race is kind of mixed there somewhere too.
Hello.
Probably so. And it is, most definitely.
So you better start explaining that to her, because all of us got some mix in us if you go back to the far.
Remember, we're talking about millennials and their mixed, crazy conceptions of what happens and what they see on the internet and what has influenced them. Unfortunately, they haven't had and I could say it's my own fault because I didn't instill the things that I knew to my children as raising them as a single parent that I should have, because I was busy working. I did not do what I should have done and inform them of the things I need to do. And that's where I'm lacking. The actions that she's presenting right now are based on my lack of action as a parent, of being able to see what's happening, number one, and try and infuse something that would grow and nurture into a better individual or a better way of thinking. instead of seeing that, oh, look, if you don't look like me, you ain't me. And I don't care who you are, you just ain't me. And I don't care what's going on, but guess what? You're not me. That's a problem to me.
Well, one thing I would like you to think about.
Yes.
You say you as a person who raised your children on your own, as a single parent. How do you fault yourself when no one's ever asked the question? She never asked the question. The question was never, wait, let me finish, because you come too hard on yourself and you need to not do that. Your daughter she's fine. If she's a racist, meaning she's fine. I'm a racist, and I'll tell you how, because I believe in my African ancestry or my African race. But that doesn't mean I don't like the others.
It doesn't mean, yeah, thank you.
Okay. So, but
Yeah.
my thing is that your daughter is young. She hasn't sorted it out yet. And
Yeah, and I understand that.
Teach her until the question comes up, and it hasn't, and she doesn't have that connection like Colleen has a connection, or
that wisdom. That wisdom. It's wisdom.
Well, experience. It comes with experience.
What creates wisdom is experience.
Well, if you're lucky. Because some people, they can have a 2x4 upside the head, they'll never get it.
I hate to interrupt, but tell me why I know these kind of conversations are so important, that we have a circle of gratitude and things push. Thank you, Brother Shaq. I appreciate it, because I'm getting wisdom and I'm getting experience and things that I needed to hear from Sister Leslie. Thank you very much. But now I'm done. I'm sorry. I had to say that because it was on my head. If I didn't say it, I forget it.
Oh, okay. You're very welcome. But I am. Maybe it's because of Anadel. See, because I'm gonna tell you that when you have your two parents, they're tough. My parents were strict. Anadel, she taught me the word nonconformist. Okay, and I learned it at an early age, and I said, "Wow!" But there's a way to do it, and so I, you guys are talking about how to be successful. And you're talking about having the children focus and this, that, and the other. I think, and this is Leslie, I think children need to learn how to daydream. How do you daydream? Just let your mind go.
Wow.
And I tell people, and this is what I try to show my children since they were little. What does sunshine smell like? What does it smell like? And the reason why I do that is because I'm like Colleen. About my children, when I was very, as they were growing up, they might be in a predicament where I could not get there fast enough to help them, to protect them, defend them. I want them to know what sunshine smells like, to adjust their way of thinking, to get out of that box of whatever their predicament is in, is. So anyhow.
I like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's powerful. Yeah.
Teach, we got to help the children to dream, to daydream. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but we're going to figure this out. And you don't know where the help is coming from. But just to, don't worry about your daughter. Your daughter's fine because she's talking to you and you're talking to her. You worry more about it than she is. That's me. That's my opinion. Now, I'm gonna tell you, there was a time. Now, me being African American, my oldest son, he had that Dominican flag posted to his door. Why? Because he discovered he likes Dominican girls, or the Dominican way. That's growing up. Okay. Next thing I know, he was speaking Portuguese. Why? Because he liked the Brazil. And so you got kind of go with it. But that's not. I said, all right. I used to tell marry somebody who knows how to cook the traditional foods that I was taught to cook.
Sorry, okay. Gotta laugh.
So wait a minute. Now he married. So he's married. His wife, and I'm like you, Mr. Strick. I'm not gonna put their business out there. They're gonna get on me. But his wife doesn't look like me. but I bet you she can cook greens. She could put
That's
put
right.
a hook on a
Look,
mess of greens, and I bet you she can get the chicken the way it's a extra crispy if on the skin or something like that, or the traditional things. And she listens about my roots, my history, and
that's
I
love,
listen
Miss
about
Leslie.
hers.
Miss Leslie, that's love.
Yeah,
That's love.
because right, because she's raising my grandchild. Okay, so I'm like Miss Colleen, in that we're looking we're looking into the future when we're raising up our children.
That's because y'all are more mature than we are, and you see before we see.
No, my mother always told me I was granny. They used to call me granny ever since I was a knee high to a grasshopper, you know. But I listened. You right, Colleen? Didn't you? You listened to the old folks talk. Sometimes you're in another room and they have that
Hmm.
conversation, and when it kind of gets quiet in there, didn't you pull your ears over there?
And it's like my family, original family, comes from Czechoslovakian and
There you
Lithuanian,
go. Okay.
and my mother talks Czechoslovakian to my children.
Exactly.
But yeah, everybody's different, and you got to let them do what they're going to do. But they were able to accept the mixed marriage and stuff, and also
Exactly.
they bought their house in that mixed
Exactly.
blended neighborhood.
Yep. 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 And guess what, Miss Colleen? Would you believe those are my good buddies from Czechoslovakia, Russia, right now,
Uh-huh.
right now. We never had have a problem like we sit, we cook, we can share recipes, whatever it is. I always say recipes because that's always the conversation breaker. We were always taught like when they talk about soul food, it's from the heart. You lay out the table. You don't have to speak the same language, but you know what's good. When you put it in your mouth,
Right,
what you like,
right.
and you know what I'm saying. If
Mm.
your family's from Czechoslovakia, she understands. You know,
Yeah, my grandmother and grandfather came here to the United States, and they changed their name and everything just
hmm
because of all the hassles they went through.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Erica kind
Hmm.
of told me a little history behind you guys, and it was pretty quite interesting. Yeah, it was quite interesting, and I definitely appreciate. And I'm big on culture too, though. I love different cultures. That fascinates me a whole lot. I'm just very fascinated by culture
hmm
because I be being at the hotel and I meet a lot of people from the UK. I meet people from Pakistan. I meet people from China. I meet people from Japan. I meet people from different over, and I talk to them all, and they be just explaining their culture and how things are different from there to here and all this other stuff, which we know is different. But I want to say this strict. When I thought about something and I was listening to you guys when you was talking about your daughter. Something that made me think about it. Have she ever faced racism at any kind of point?
You know what? I can't say she has or she hasn't. I can say that,
I will tell you, she has.
yeah, she probably
Lives
has.
in
Yes,
America. It's
Look,
just the way it is.
she's an E6 in the military. I'm sure she has.
Of course, she has. Yeah.
Um, it's not so much me questioning whether she has dealt with it. The question for me is how she's dealt with it. And I don't know how to inform her that her opinion, look, it's her opinion and she has a right to her opinion, but I believe it's biased. And it's biased based on a lot of different things because look at the society we live in. So she's recognizing the society we live in, but she's not understanding the things that we do to overcome and not concentrating on overcoming as opposed to woe is what's going on. You know what I mean? That's the part that disturbs me.
Yeah, I mean, and that question came about because I was thinking, and that's where I was going with it because I was thinking like maybe she faced something that maybe at some point she thought, oh, I don't know if it might be something that they're looking at, they're viewing from the outside looking in, or they're looking at stuff that they see on TV or something to that fact to make them feel a certain way.
Wait, Shaq. You know what? I believe what she feels may very well be relevant. It may very well be there because we know it's prevalent. The reality is that it's not so much of what is presenting to you that I'm concerned with, because we know that these things are presented to us. The question is that how, for me, is how she deals with it by just saying, okay, I'm just going to go to the complete right of that individual's left or left of that individual's right. I want her to understand that, you know what, everyone that you've experienced is not like everyone in the world. And you must understand that you cannot capitalize or put everyone in the bucket of saying they don't like me because of, and they're going to do something to me because of. Everyone's not like that. And I don't want to, and not saying that it's not prevalent. I'm just saying that it's a concern.
But she's in the military, right?
Right. Correct.
So I would bet dollars to donuts that she has friends or she has colleagues, or what do you call,
Fellow
that
soldiers.
of
Correct.
all, yeah, fellow soldiers of all persuasions. I mean,
Right.
look what happened, the insurrection. So not soldiers, but the officers at the Capitol, January 6th. They didn't those officers were all doing a job together. It didn't matter
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
color
we
they were.
know that.
So
But as these youngsters nowadays, where I say that their information is dispensed to them within 20 seconds on a TikTok
that's
or
right.
Instagram, unfortunately, they don't have the ability or the understanding to consume information on different levels. I mean, I say that because I was at the VA today, and I don't want to take over things, but I was at the VA today. Let me say this real quick.
Mhm.
As I walked into the VA, I saw a picture of an individual named Clarence Sasser. Like, Clarence Sasser is a young black gentleman during the Vietnam War that won the CMA, won the Congressional Medal of Honor. I worked with him. I know him. I've seen him. I've talked to him. And to acknowledge this kind of existence of someone who was a hero, we don't see all the time. But it's starting to be presented more in our culture because there are so many heroes that have been neglected and denied. That today was empowering for me. It made me, in a time where you feel bad and you're like going to the doctor, this, that, and other, and you're wondering about things. You see something that inspires you, and we need to continue on things that we're doing, like right now, conversating.
Right.
Exposing negatives, exposing powers. When I say negatives because negatives, there's things that may have been a negative effect on me, but they empowered me to do better, to do different, to engage more, to conversate more, to try and get myself in a state of mind with the help of a village of empowerment. And Miss Leslie and Miss Colleen, you're doing those things by engaging and giving us information from your perspective that makes such a significant difference, because we don't get your perspective. We sit in a barbershop a lot of time, or we sit at the ball game a lot of time, or we hanging out talking trash. But getting your perspective now is what binds and empowers us. So,
the wisdom, man, the wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom. Thank you.
Yeah.
You ain't lying, man. This is better than TV.
I mean,
Man.
there's times, I mean, I promised, like, I think I tell Shaq, the comment was made earlier that when you leave, I think Colleen, you said when you get off this, when you end the channel and you leave, I feel good. And I told you that before.
Mhm.
When my son came to me, he said, "Ma, I'm worried about my son and my wife." And I said, "Good." And he said, "I don't know how you did it, Mom." And when he shared that moment with me, it was just
Mm,
like nothing. There was no sound. It's just my son and I, and he gets it. So
mm,
I'm sharing that with you to say to you, Mr. Strick, that she gets it. Don't she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. She's experiencing what she's supposed to experience. And what we're doing is something that a lot of people wouldn't do. We have Colleen, Shaq, D, and people in the chat, and myself. We're all sitting up here sharing ourselves. We're talking about it. We don't want we don't want our children to forget.
mm,
Some of the things
mm.
that we experienced were painful,
Right,
but I'm here. I'm standing.
right.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you, Colleen, to be honest with you, some of the most pain came from people that look like me.
Same here.
Mhm,
Right.
Same here.
mhm,
For no apparent reason, except for they don't even know.
mhm.
But I'm still here, and I'm gonna still speak the way I speak and share and
It
listen.
said Trump.
So your daughter, she'll get it. She'll get it. And you know why she'll get it? Because you get it.
You know,
Now
you
my
making me want to run in there right now with her husband and her and say, "Girl, I know you get it," and then whisper in her ear and give her a big hug.
she gets it because I didn't know. Like I said, Colleen, you're a troublemaker. She's a troublemaker, honest to God. Because when was the time that you had Erica appeared, giving her views? How long ago was it? From that time until today, and this brother, Mr. Strick, it must have touched you because you brought it up again. I said, well, I'll be doggone. The conversation stopped, but I didn't want to bring it up. But it really touched me in a good way because it opened up the conversation that Colleen and I, we probably would have been pushing our kids together to school together, having that coffee, talking together. And you know what I'm saying? And here, Erica, she gets it. Colleen, to have your child speak about what mom has done for them,
Yeah,
it's a blessing
yeah,
in our
Yeah.
lifetime.
yeah. It is.
Okay, I'm rambling. I don't mean to
No,
do
you're
that.
not
Hey,
rambling.
no,
No,
It,
you're fine. You're
but you
No,
fine.
we enjoy you.
No, don't stop talking.
don't stop because you ain't rambling.
You
yeah,
ain't
because
rambling. No, you spitting some stuff. You putting some knowledge in a
Yeah,
lot of us. Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Like I
yeah,
said, you said I'm being quiet. I ain't saying nothing.
no, I mean I'm not I don't want you guys to ever think it was no joke. It was no joke. But I'm gonna tell you, it's not because of the color. It was just because we were trying to do better,
Mm,
and we did the best we could.
mm.
And we have to keep encouraging one another. I encourage you, Strick. Sit back, relax, smell the coffee.
I'm trying. I ain't gonna lie to you, sis. I'm
No,
trying, and it's working. Because
sit back. Don't be
lately, the
surprised.
last look,
And you never wanted to quit talking to you.
no,
Right,
no,
right,
Till you
right.
start going in there and trying to change her,
yeah,
Can't.
she's gonna stop talking to you.
She
yeah.
is. Thank you.
And
Thank
she's
you.
talking. It may not be the things you want to hear, but
Thank
she's
you.
talking to you.
Shoot.
Thank you.
Say it again. Look, you
Talk
know
to
what?
her,
I ain't gonna
Colleen.
lie, I agree
I
with that.
know that's true.
Mhm,
And let me tell you why I know that's true. Because
mhm,
Jack told me, and somebody else told me, look here, just listen. See what you gotta do. And
mhm.
I listen. And all I'm doing is sitting back. And that's allowed me to say, you know what? It's all right to just sit back and listen. It's okay. You ain't gotta have an opinion. You ain't gotta figure out what's going on. Hey, brother, sir.
Hey, Sir Miguel.
Good
Um,
evening, ladies and gentlemen.
and
Tell it. We
because
got the West
Hey,
Coast here.
because of that, my relationship the past, I'm gonna say 4 or 5 days, they've been here for 2 weeks. Past 4 or 5 days, I've been off. I've been off. Um, and I'm glad. because
Mhm.
I'm learning to look. You ain't gotta have an opinion about everything. You ain't
Right.
gotta.
Exactly.
You ain't gotta sit there and say, "Hey, this is right and this is this and this." Let them do what they do.
Yes.
Yes.
Let them do what they
Yes.
do. Be happy with whatever they. And I told my son-in-law today. I said, "Look here, young man. I have learned to appreciate and love you.
Yeah.
You are my my daughter's husband. That makes you my family. So whatever y'all choose to do and how y'all choose to do it is your choice. So don't be, pressured by the fact that, your father-in-law is a big old dude. Don't worry about that. I know I had to honestly say that because I wanted him to understand. Look, I want y'all to do your thing. And I want you to grow and hopefully you love each other and do what needs to be done for each other and respect one another, and that will be perfect for me.
And pray to teach them how to pray together.
Yeah.
Encourage. That's the only thing I would say for you to encourage. Prayer.
And you know what? I
Yeah.
will do that, Miss Leslie. I needed that because I did not think to tell them that, but I know that works because it's worked for me. Far be it from people that are listening to know, but prayer has worked for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would never deny it. I just don't have a specific faith, but prayer works for me. And I need to instill that in them before they leave here and go back to overseas because that's where they are right now.
Okay.
And thank you for telling me that because that's something that I have neglected to do as I was rearing my children because I was, in a different space about religion. But that's something I need to do. Thank you.
Okay. Smell that sunshine. To help them smell the sunshine.
Mm-hmm. Sir Miguel,
Yes, sir.
I'm just glad to see you pop up, my brother.
Welcome, brother.
Thank you all. I appreciate it. I just was sitting back listening. Um, I don't have much to say, but I'll just say this. It's very important that we meet people where they are and allow them to not only breathe, but to embrace them is to love them and to
Mhm.
show them that they are worth something, irregardless of how they feel or what their opinion may be.
Mhm.
Because one thing I've learned as a father, especially having a daughter first, and I had the question. I said, Lord, I said, why did you bless me with a daughter first? He said, because I want to teach you how to love her
Man,
so that you're able to love somebody when they come into your life.
I don't know
Because
where
a
you
lot of times
brother, but you need to
we,
keep coming. Go ahead.
so in a lot of ways, we sort of miss the mark sometimes when we're dealing with our kids. So, like you said, Brother Strick, listening more. A lot of times when you listen, you really pick up on what they're saying versus always responding. So it's things and conversations like this that I appreciate the most because these are the type of conversations that not only need to go on at the dinner table, but even when you're driving with your kids or with your wife or your husband, whether it's late at night or early in the morning, because it sparks something in you to say, there's a renewed spirit here because we're opening another door to to actually communicate without being rude, mean, so forth and so on. But at the end of the day, I think love, prayer, and peace are the most beautiful things that you can put in place because guess what? You can get over any and every hurdle in your life, regardless of whether the drama is there or not. And I always tell people, be careful who you let in your house because that negative spirit or energy can knock that peace out of your house. It can get you into such a place and move you in such a dark place that you don't even respond to the things that surround you. That's just my 2 cents.
I don't know where you come from, brother, but I'm so glad you came where you came from when you came where you did. Okay, I want to tell you, thank you. Um, you can come in on the dark side and come up and bring some light to us, and I appreciate it. I know Brother Shaq does, because shoot, he ain't said nothing, and that's a rarity.
Hey man,
Man, that man be speaking some power.
Thank
hey
you.
man,
Thank
I'm
you.
I'm silent, brother. I'm listening, bro. Believe me,
Thank
trust me, I'm listening.
Thank you, brother, sir.
Better than TV.
No, you know what? You guys are welcome, and I'm gonna say this too. I appreciate the people who raised you all. That means your parents, because it's these type of conversations that allowed you to speak volumes to the ups and downs in your life, but at the same time, bring light to those things that people are scared to speak on.
Yes.
So I appreciate your parents for raising you all in the right way, because guess what? There's a lot of parents out here that's not able to talk to their children because they're being their friends. So
Mhm.
at the end of the day, your parents structured you in such a way that that one day you was gonna have these types of conversations. So this digital footprint that's left is gonna be here for somebody to see after we're dead and gone, because it's gonna not only make a difference, but it's gonna make a change. That's why God allowed Shaq to put this thing together, because guess what? This is what's actually missing on these digital footprints in social media. And I'm not
Yes.
saying that it doesn't happen a lot, but when you're talking about real issues, family, structure, communication, building, these are the types of things that makes a difference, not only for myself, but for those of us either in the chat and those that's on the panel, and so forth and so on. So again, I appreciate each and every one of you on here, because at the end of the day, I'm learning, because if I don't learn, then that's the day I die, because you, like somebody said earlier, we get set in our ways. That's because we want to stop and feel like we're comfortable. But in God's eye, we're still children because we're still learning. So, with that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate you having me on. I look forward to conversations like this, because it's helping me become a better man, a better father, and a better student. So,
Mm,
I appreciate that.
absolutely,
Oh,
brother.
I appreciate you coming on to talk, because I enjoy when men speak and they're speaking and they really want to learn something, or they want to know what we women went through. Colleen, I'm saying this to Colleen, you know,
Mhm.
because not every man wants to speak or wants to listen or wants to, you know, even know we had problems, or how we figured it out. I'm still trying to figure things out. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
Same here.
When you
Same here.
find out, you let me know, sis. All right,
I'm
let me know,
serious.
because I got ideas.
I really don't. I mean, there's so many. I'm getting into the bees and all. There's a whole lot of stuff, and that's what I want the children to understand. We talk about education, we talk about television and the internet and all this other stuff. But how many people know how to find north and south by looking at the tree or looking in the sky? I mean, what are we teaching our children? The things are so important, they're missing it. They're missing what happens when you put, you have lemon juice on your spoon and you happen to stir your, coffee with it. What is a kernel? They
Wait,
don't
hold up. No,
understand.
I can't let you go on without that one. What happens?
It curdles.
Okay, because
It
I didn't know.
flows. I mean, that's how, I mean, Colleen knows,
I didn't know that.
the old school way. What do you do when you don't have, you know, this is what I try to teach, and I learn from the youngsters. I listen to the youngsters that are from other cultures, other lifestyles, or whatever, or the same, because they do remind me of things, and we pass the information on to one another. So I'm still learning.
Thank you.
No, but we all like you
As you
said, be a
do.
student. Be a
Yeah.
student. Definitely, and we have to be a student. What I mean, because we never, like Strick said earlier, and Sir McGill, we never too old to learn. And but when we stop learning, like you said, we close our eyes permanently. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But I think you striving for greatness, and meaning learning, receiving, you know, like if a person give a prayer to me, I receive it. You know what I mean? And you know, so that's the thing that I learned by being in stuff, especially with this right now, is really has built me. And I be receiving everything that you guys say, and I take it and I store it and I use it, because it's like something that we could talk about today and it'll come across my mind and bow, like Brother Sir Miguel, Leslie, D, Strick, you know what I'm saying? My mom say that. You know, she say something, I'm like, you know what? I remember we had this conversation the other day, or we had this conversation on the live. That's some things that you store in and you use it, and that's a part of, as they say, when they say knowledge. Knowledge don't always have to be through a book, but it could be from other person. See what I'm saying? So that's what I learned when I do it, and I received that because, like I said, a lot of things I've heard over many times in my life that it plays back. I don't care if it was 20 years ago. You know, it still plays in it. And I learned when I learned that and I store that, might be that one particular moment that I share that. And when I share it, and I was like, and it could be hell, sometimes it could be almost when you was probably a teenager. It's something that you remember. You know what I'm saying? Something that stuck with you over the years that you've known, and it touched your heart. And you know, you even as being young, you thinking you didn't know, but it still played in your head, just like when our parents tell us stuff. You know, it's stuff that stick with me that I receive, and then I give it out to the next person. You know what I mean? And it still works to this day. It ain't like it's played out, like it's over. You know, those are the things that I you know, look, like Brother McGill said, that's my 2 cents.
You know, I want to ask you something, Brother Shaq. And this is something you might have said a couple of times on your shows and the replays, maybe. You mentioned your mother, and your mother. I think you said your mother is convalescing.
Yeah, she's
Okay, and you could talk to her now. She could speak to you, communicate with you, right?
Yeah, she still talks. She's getting, actually she brought up something what amazes me, because when I played basketball, and I remember she came to one of my games and she brought it up, and I was like, wow, Mama, you still remember that? You know what I mean? But it's just things that plays in her head that, you know, she came back with it though. And I was like, wow, you know, that was awesome. I'm glad that's a good sign for me, you know.
The one thing that, as a mother, and maybe, and Colleen, you could probably chime in. You know, I don't know. You know, I think that you do your children the way I do mine. I had sons, and I wanted a daughters. Like when Sir Miguel wanted the opposite. I wanted, but I understand. I understand what God gave me. But what I tell my children now, and it's not because of any age. It's ever since they were little. I want them to not worry about me. Okay? Your mother did a good job with you. And I don't want you to worry or to think sad, be sad or anything.
He better not. I cut him.
Okay? Because I'm just being mama at this moment, sharing with you what I think how your mother might be. Forgive me if I'm, you know, stepping on toes, but I try to teach my children, don't worry about me. I'm good.
You all right, Miss Leslie? I ain't gonna even let Shaq speak. I'm gonna just tell you. You know what? Not only did she do well, she knows she did well. He knows she did well. And if he step around it across the border, she gonna put him back on the line.
Okay. Because I don't want him sitting
I'm
there.
gonna just tell you, because me, I can't wait to see Miss Laura. That's all I can say about it.
Oh, okay.
I love seeing her. I love. She has me cracking up.
Okay, because I don't want him. I don't want him to sit there worrying about her. You know, baby. No, that's not how we women are.
Well, you know what? The thing about my mother is, because I say this, my mother. I'm the only child, the only one.
Well, you're gonna have to get used to this, but go ahead.
Yeah, and the thing of it is with my mom, she gave me a lot of wisdom in my life. And one thing she used to say to me is, I raised you from the old school way of thinking. And I tell her, no, I don't. No, don't say you raised me that way. I'm glad you raised me that way because it made me the man I am today.
That's right.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because
yes.
you know, it taught me
Yes.
because one thing my mother did share with me and she always gave me was love.
Right.
And by her giving me love, it where I am now today with my wife, I can show true love.
You know,
You know what I'm
love. You
saying?
see it. You know love.
You know what I'm saying? I know love. It's not like I don't have to
Exactly.
guess it. I don't have to think about it.
That's
I
right.
know what it is. You know
That's
what I mean? And but now not only do I be able to share love, I know what it is to receive true love.
That's the thing.
See what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can give it, but you don't receive the same thing you're giving.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? When you have that energy going out, but you don't have nothing coming back because it's just like they said, concurrent. It goes out and go in, go out and go in. But I get that going out and coming back in versus one-sided.
Man, bro.
And
Mm.
and not only
That's
is it
good.
not only when it came to that, it's the point of when my mother taught me that, she taught me to, you know, she could, of course, you know, you like you said, you know, you did the best you could when you said raising your boys or whatever. But the main focus that I had was I want to be a person that can that know how to love. I don't want to be this person that I can't show no love because why? Because I'm too much of a man or I have too much of an ego. You know, I want to be that man to show that love. If I got to share the tear with my wife, guess what? I'm going to share that tear because I know, but it don't change me as a man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that means nobody have to question my manhood because I shed a tear, but I shared tears with people I love and care for.
Oh,
You see what I'm
I
saying?
shed tears of joy. That's the I
Yeah.
agree. But what my point for saying this is, for some reason, I'm saying to you, don't worry about her. Don't worry. There's nothing
Oh,
to
she tells
worry
me that
about.
all the time, Leslie. Now
Well,
she
well,
tells me that all the time, but
but she
it's a
says it in
natural.
your face. Stop that.
Yeah,
Stop
but you
that.
know, but he gonna worry, sis. He gonna.
No, I
You know
know,
what,
but you
Leslie?
gotta.
It's the point of
I hear you, and I
I hear what you're saying.
exactly what you're saying. But as a son of a mother, as a son of a mother, because you know that's the only part I can know. We
I
gonna
got
worry.
children.
We gonna do. We gonna listen, but we gonna worry.
But you know what? But you know what, Leslie? I'm a probably like you. Why is the worry part?
Mhm.
It's the part of the worry is the protection, the protector of me, in me.
There it is.
See, so it's not more or less. Yeah, I worry about our health. I worry about this, but it's the protection. Just like I protect my wife. My mother-in-law come here, I'm gonna protect my mother-in-law. If my sister-in-law come, I'm gonna protect my sister-in-law. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a protector in me. So if it seems like any way or anything that she's not getting treated the correct way, then that revs me up into my protective mode.
That's
Well,
it, brother.
well,
See what I'm saying?
that's one thing. That's one thing. But what I'm saying, as she's convalescing, God bless you, as she's convalescing,
Thank you.
okay, you do you know the song "His Eyes on the Sparrow"?
That's her
Mhm.
favorite. That's one of her
Yeah.
favorite
That was
songs.
my
Yeah,
father's
absolutely.
favorite song, and I feed the sparrows. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what you have to. You have to ease up and just let her convalesce, and without the worry, bring the positive. Bring the
Oh, I
positive.
always. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
but I
get what
don't
you're
want you to
saying.
worry.
Well,
Can I say
the
something?
worry is gonna be on me. You know what? I'm not a worrier in that aspect, but when it comes to the people close to me, I
Yeah.
worry to the point of because I want the best. I want them to do this, you know. And then I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna tell you a story behind my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom has always, and the reason that when she's in her state where she is now, I think what happens with me is because she sacrificed for everyone else.
Everyone
And
around
she never actually had to get the chance to enjoy the fruit of her labor. You get what I'm saying?
hold on, stop. Now I know you went to church with your mother, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna be honest, real honest with you. When am the most happiest when I'm with my sons and their family, and we're all at the same place praying. And I'm not being a fanatic about the prayer, but I look around and I'm the head of the family. So I look around and I'm saying, thank you, God, that I could see what my parents and my grandparents used to do. I see in them. It's it's good. So that's the joy. That's the prize. You can't get that from a diamond or a boat or a car, but to see your children have something, know what to lean on, that is a powerful thing for a mother.
And I get it, and you can tell that you and mom can say that. I get it, but what I'm saying, I'm from the outside looking in. Liz.
Well, she
What
didn't
I'm
spank
saying
you
to
enough.
you, and I'm saying that to the point where I'm just looking at the things of making a point of being around, who's been around her, and she's not receiving, which she didn't do it. She did it from the heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She did everything from the heart. Everything she's done from the heart. But and the one thing I do love that my mom loves Erica to death. When I say to death, I mean I can't even do anything. If I act like I'm finna do anything, she'd be like, do Erica know? She gonna say it real quick. It's so funny. I'm gonna say that Erica went to Michigan one day, and she had flew up to Michigan, and I was about to, and I called. Me and Erica always contact. I say, hey, baby, I'm finna go hang out or do this, whatever. And she was like, do Erica know?
That's
and
right.
I'm like, yeah, she knows. She said, well, I'm gonna call her. And she
That's
called.
right. That's right.
She called her. So as far as me doing anything, oh no, that ain't gonna happen now around my mom. She ain't one of them mom go, oh, I'm gonna cover for you. No, she's like, I'm gonna tell them. You know what I'm saying? She
I
gonna
love
tell
it. She lived she waited all these years to finally be, to be happy for her son. That's a wonderful thing. That's beautiful.
Look,
That's a beautiful story.
Yeah, she has every reason to be. I'm not trying to stroke your ego, Shaq.
She sounds like a wonderful woman.
She has every reason to be proud, number one, of the fruits of her labor. And I'm not talking about just her physical labor. I'm talking about her emotional labor to Shaq and developing an individual who is not only conscious of his surroundings, but a decent individual, to be a decent man, to be somebody that, look, I don't befriend people. I don't call people friends. I don't call people family on a regular basis. But this is an individual, and I'm not trying to stroke you because I like it, but I'm trying to tell you, like I know who you are. And this is an individual she raised, and I don't know what she did. I don't know. I know as a parent that I didn't do what she did. I wish I could have. She did something that was spectacular, and that was raise an individual of a conscious mind.
Yeah.
To be perfect. I was just, reflecting on someone who had stated that, Bob Marley had stated, even the bad and good is, even the good or even the bad that is in good is good. And she did that. So I appreciate
that. I like that. Even the bad that isn't good is good.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The depth of the sea, as beautiful as the sea is, the darkest point is probably as beautiful as its lightest point. So she did that, and I appreciate it. And I don't get an opportunity to say that often. But Shaq has been monumental. He talks about me as being a great individual, but I'm going to tell you, you, my friend, are a spectacular individual.
Those are high praises.
Yeah. She did very well. She did very well. So
can you hold your head up? Can you hold your head up, Rod?
You need to hold your head up real high.
No. Well, you know what? Even if you can't, we'll help you.
Hey,
We'll help you, brother.
you got your sister in here, huh?
We'll help you. Oh, my sister, yeah, Geraldine, my beautiful sister who is living water quilters. She is awesome.
Where is she?
Yes,
Hey,
she
Erica.
a Pulitzer Prize winning photographer. My sister, she is in the site. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Living Water Quilter. Okay, she quilts.
Yes,
Okay.
Living Water Quilter. If you look her up, you will see some fabulous work. She does some great instructional things, and she's traveling the world instructing. So let me tell you,
Beautiful.
yes, Geraldine Wilkins, that's my sister. Yes, thank you, sis, for coming and
Beautiful talent.
and joining the circle of gratitude.
Yeah.
Definitely,
I'm
definitely.
just
Welcome.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this, and you have this memorial right here. You know, this tape. What did Sir Miguel call? What is it called? Data footprints.
That's
Digital footprint.
Digital.
Digital footprint.
Because I said, well, I mean, the way he talks about it, I said, I want to know. I just want to, you know. She must be something else, and I'm so pleased. I'm pleased for that.
Yeah,
Definitely. But like I said, I appreciate you guys, man. Like I said, this is, oh my God. Like I said, I'd definitely be glad to. I look forward. I look forward to these days that we come together. You know what I'm saying? It's like really, honestly, I really truly look forward to it. To what you guys share from your outlooks and how you view your viewpoints and everything else. Like I said, man, it's a wonderful thing. And like I said, we're trying to bring. I want to, and I'm gonna stop saying try. We're bringing positive to this thing in other levels. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this thing will grow, and like I said, and shed light on some people that, like I said, are going through things. It might seem that if there's no hope or they don't have nobody to turn to, you know, and it's nothing like not having nobody to speak with or talk to. I've known people that just you know, and then some people don't even know what value they bring about who they are as a person, you know. And I think everybody's in this chat and everybody on this panel has very, very great value. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it enlightens me a lot. You know what I mean? I really appreciate this. Definitely, I really do appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't share a lot of stuff, boy. I'm telling you.
No, you sure enough did. You know, yeah.
And Leslie, you came up here and you showed out too. You know what I mean? You came up here not in a bad way now, not in a bad way, okay?
Oh, shucks.
Not in a bad way. I'm just saying.
See, I don't know. I know it's a good way because I said, oh shoot, I got Colleen over here. I said, I know I had protection.
Yeah. Oh no,
I got your back.
Thank you, thank you. Because Shaq acts like he knows how to make rice. That's how we met.
Oh Lord,
Colleen.
we ain't gonna get into the rice game.
And I was talking about black rice, and the black rice it's actually grains of rice that are black because I like rice, and I eat rice all kinds. So Shaq was making jokes about rice, green and orange, and you
know, purple rice and orange rice and all that other stuff. Yeah.
But Colleen, if she cooks the style, do you cook Czechoslovakian styles? Recipes?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Now you
she
know
fixed that soul food.
Okay, but you make soul food?
Yes, I do.
What they call? Okay.
Oh
so
yeah.
Why don't you do the Czechoslovakian like your grandmother?
Well, I can figure out how to make it.
I don't know. I guess it's just too busy, always working and.
Well, you say mother's.
What you say, right?
That wasn't me, Mom. That wasn't me.
Oh.
That was straight. That was straight.
I said I will figure out how to. I like to cook, Miss Colleen. I like to cook. So.
Oh yeah, he's that boy that cook. He can burn.
Oh, you do.
I just cooked for like 60 people last weekend, but I love to cook. So Czechoslovakian rice, since I never heard of it, I'm gonna try and figure it out because I sure will make it.
Well, some kind of dishes, you know, or whatever. But I didn't know he. Did you hear that? He likes to cook. So what do you cook?
What? Oh my goodness! Hold up! Before y'all say, let me say this. I'm sorry. No, don't mean to cut nobody off. So one thing about this brother, when we met,
Mhm,
we stayed together. We were roommates.
mhm.
He cooked this salmon. Oh my good! I didn't even like salmon. All I knew was catfish.
Oh no.
Boy, he cooked some salmon in the oven. Oh my goodness! I was licking my fingers, looking for more. Where is it at? Where is it at?
And
Okay.
tell you what he know, because that was flounder. But
Oh, I meant to say flounder. My bad, flounder.
It was a fillet.
it was
Okay.
actually it was bone in actually, because there's a difference when you cook bone in as opposed
Okay.
to fillet. I like to cook. I like to cook anything. My daughter's here from Germany, like I told y'all earlier. I made a
Okay.
big pot of lasagna, and matter of fact, tomorrow I'm making red beans and rice.
Okay.
I've
All
done
right.
fish. I've done
I guess I know where I'm going to eat.
you name it.
Yeah.
I love to cook. Let me tell you, for me, cooking is an expression of love.
Exactly.
when you cook-
That's the meaning of soul food.
yeah, when you cook for people that
Mhm.
you love, you put
Mhm.
everything in. So I dice, I slice, I season, I look at everything as in I want whoever I'm cooking this for to not only enjoy it, I want them to fall in love with it. And that's how I
Mm.
cooking.
Yeah, he's a hell of a
I-
cook.
I barbecue. I like to bake. I like to make bread. I like to.
Now that's one thing I'd like to
make
learn
wine.
to
I'll
do.
tell you, I make wine. I'm
I'd
sitting.
like to learn to make
remember,
bread.
I'm gonna put myself on camera so that way you can see where we're at. And this is my wine that I make.
Okay.
So these,
That's what you were doing one time. And I said, I hear the bottles
these
going
are
downstairs.
these are wine.
What's
That's all wine.
The vats.
Yeah, those are wine vats that I make. So I love to cook.
Okay.
I enjoy it. It's something that, like I said, it's an expression of love. So you do that because you love people and you want them to enjoy what you cook. So I do that on a regular basis, most of the time for free.
Okay. What kind of wine do you make?
Huh?
What kind of wine do you make?
I make fruit-based wine. All of the wines that I make are fruit-based. So it's fresh fruit, whether it be apple,
Okay.
pineapple, whatever fruit that you have. I can make wine out of anything that's naturally grown. But
Okay.
you can make wine out of dandelions if you want to.
Right. And
But ultimately, I make it out of anything.
you see,
try
now
to make-
remember you asked about the youth. One time our topic was how could we reach the youth? And I said, well, teach them how to use the land.
right.
And so you were actually doing this. You're actually doing this.
Yes.
You have a talent. Now, that's a beautiful thing. That's something that we need to, I think if we had more people working the land, then we'd have more
I'm
people.
actually involved in a program now called Blocks. And it's a program where they introduce individuals that have been recently incarcerated and incapable of providing services, or maybe they need skills or what have you, they need training. That program provides them with a job, a place to live, and it also provides them with training, and they have tutorials and mentorships. So you try and provide guidance to individuals who may not have any other opportunity, but this is an opportunity for them to grow and be reintroduced into society. So, but that's what I'm doing now, working on. But yeah, it's interesting. All those things, everything that I've done in my life, I felt has come full circle. From being a juvenile delinquent,
Okay.
going in the military, an absolute juvenile delinquent, might I add, which you would be able to recognize by some of the stories that I tell you to have to do with Al Sharpton. But
Okay, those Latin kings. Okay, but go ahead.
yeah, some issues.
Okay. Okay, you and Felipe.
To law enforcement, and even in law enforcement, being the different officer, because I was not conformed. I didn't believe in the blue line, as we all don't.
Oh, wait a minute. Were you at the time of Benjamin Ward?
Say again?
Benjamin Ward and McMickens?
Benjamin Ward that's New York.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
McMickens.
no. I was an officer in Texas, but my
Okay.
family were officers in New York. So
Okay.
yes, no, I'm very familiar with them as well. But what happened is that going through that transition
Mm-hmm.
of being transport from the north to the south, being the black male and being the different officer and what have you. Well, what it did was it made my mindset say, look, you know what? You're seeing things that you know. My mother had a degree in Black Studies from John Jay College.
Okay.
So that was her first degree. And as a youngster, I was exposed to a lot of different things culturally that made me say there are certain things that are happening economically, socially, civilly that are contrary. So as I came down here as an officer, I became that individual saying, "Oh, we're gonna start a union. We're gonna do this." That's not happening in Houston. but you know, I came down here with some grandiose ideas. Because when you're raised in the 70s in New York and the Bronx, the 60s and 70s, it's the Black Panther movement. We were
Yep.
we were the fight for the right of the oppressed. And that's what you do. I don't care who the oppressed is. I wrote complaints for white officers as an officer. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, they would come to me and say, hey, I got this problem. And I would write their response to their complaints.
Okay.
It didn't matter because that's what we did. That's what
did what was right. You did what was
right. You do what's right because it's right. Not because you're going to gain benefit, because it's right.
Yeah.
Hey, Strick, I'm gonna put you on blast. Your sister said, and I agree with her 100%.
Hold on.
You need to have a cooking channel and the knowledge that you got. You right, I agree. Because that dude, you need to have a cooking channel.
Wait, what happened?
You have a cooking channel.
Wow.
My sister said I need to have a cooking channel.
Yes, sir.
You heard him the first time. Don't play.
I really didn't. But no, that would take too much. But I enjoy cooking because it's fun, and like I said, I love to spread the joy of love in my food. Whether it be fettuccine Alfredo or whether it be stuff, whatever, it doesn't matter. I just enjoy to see people smile. So when we have this gathering that we will have soon to come, there will be a gathering soon to come, whether it be in Florida or wherever. When we have this gathering, I will be sure to make Shaq cook.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Shaq, I'm coming in June, so I'm waiting on you to cook for me.
Well, I'm coming down there, Miss Colleen, before then. So
wait a minute.
I'm gonna be down in Florida shortly.
Can Shaq cook? Wait a minute now. You're scaring me.
Hey, hold up. My wife could tell you when I do. Can I cook, baby? Can I cook? Can I cook, baby? Can I cook? Go on, put that. Type it in there. Go on, type it in there.
Type it in there, because I ain't.
Yeah, see, I can cook. See,
he cook.
Okay. She said,
I can get out a little bit.
Now, all I can say is Miss Laura could cook, so I already know.
She burned. Yeah,
not only did she burn, but she's a mixologist.
I know you haven't brought her
some trash.
I know you haven't. I know you haven't brought Miss Laura her banana pudding.
Oh, let me tell you. I don't know if Erica tell you about that. They told her to stop the other day. Said, well, she wants some banana pudding. And I think they stopped, got it. She said, I don't want that shit.
She wants it from home. Now, y'all know she's not.
She said, I don't want that crap. She said it's sour.
Look at that.
She ain't want to hear that at all, boy. But look, her taste buds ain't lost, boy. I tell you that much.
I sent Erica a recipe for banana pudding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You gotta share it on your wall.
You know what, Miss Colleen? When I come down there, if I don't get some banana pudding, I'm gonna cook for you now. So if you don't bring the desserts, I'm gonna be a little disappointed.
Miss Colleen, what you got? You do the desserts?
Well, I guess I do now, but
I said banana pudding. I heard it say banana pudding. When when you hear banana pudding, you're supposed to move on it quick.
Okay. Okay.
No,
She got to go
hello
buy some.
everyone.
I don't
There's
know.
my beautiful wife. There's my
Oh, wait a
beautiful
minute.
wife.
Wait, hey, Miss Colleen, guess what?
Yeah.
Your daughter comes on. Hello, everyone. Now, when you're not on the panel, she comes in louder than that, right, Shaq? Her voice a little bit
She just woke up. That's
I
why.
just woke up.
I'm just messing with you. She's such a sweetheart.
I just woke up. No, yeah, Miss Laura and her banana pudding, boy, I got it for her. And I knew she was gonna like it. I knew it. But they made me get it for her. Boy, she took one bite. She said, don't bring that back here no more. That ain't right.
Uh-huh.
I
Okay.
can see her saying that too.
I love it. I love it.
And then she had a frown on her face and everything. And they were trying to convince her to eat it. She said, nah, that ain't right. That ain't what I want. I want some banana pudding. I said, well, you have to tell Rod to get it for you. She said, y'all need to make it. I said, well, how you make it? She said, I forgot right now, but he know how to make it. He know how to make it. Tell him to make me some. I don't want. And then she said, I don't want that S.
Yeah, that's why I told you that. You know the way she said it, because she has no filter, boy. None.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And she said, I don't want that. Shh. That's what she said too, boy.
Oh,
And I mean, loudly and clear, they have everybody laughing and stuff. And I went up there today and I fed her lunch today. And she was just like, this ain't right. They don't know how to cook. I don't like this. And she calls it a mojo seasoning. I got her a ranch seasoning to put in it to help. And she was like, put some mojo seasoning on it. Just keep putting it on it. They don't know how to cook. They're not right. I don't know who told them they could cook.
Hey, y'all want to hear something crazy though? Y'all want to hear something real crazy? She has a roommate.
Uh-huh.
They're the same age. Their birthdays is a day up. 2 days apart from each other, and they both got a son named Roderick.
Get out of here.
I
Wow.
promise.
What?
And we was like, man, how ironic is that, man? I'm talking about, and I be telling, and I be so she look out her son. We go in there, we look out for her too. And because matter of fact, when I bought mom some balloons for her birthday, I bought Miss Brown's son too. And she walked in there and she say, and I told him, I said, Miss Brown, I said, you got that good food over there. She said, I said, oh, and I kept telling her, I said, they can't cook, cause she said, They had to get her. She'd take forever to eat because she said it's horrible. You know how that stuff food in.
They gotta put they want the salt, right?
No, they want some seasoning. Period.
They want some hot sauce or some regular
something. But I tell you one thing.
Oh, they want seasoning. I buy seasoning all the time for her, and I bring it up there. And have it so they can add it to the food. And she be like, add some more.
That's okay.
And then they can't cook.
I have a relative that keeps salt in her pocketbook just in case she has to go to the hospital. She's passing my pocketbook.
That's Shaq right there. That's Shaq right there.
No, it ain't.
I bring my
He got
sugar
all in his
to
car and everything.
You bring your sugar?
Yeah, I'm diabetic, but I gotta have regular sugar for my coffee. So I have everybody sneak me sugar up there so I can put it in my coffee.
That's my aunt. I tell you, get us in trouble, and oh gosh, and don't listen. You're in trouble.
Yeah, but boy, I tell y'all, boy,
I'm ready for you, Strick, to come cook. I'm so ready because your homie over here, he done stopped cooking for a while.
I got you covered. Don't worry about it. I got you covered. Just make your recipe up.
Yeah.
So what's your specialty? We're still waiting. Got my mouth watered. I haven't had.
To be honest with you, I really don't have a specialty. To be honest, my wife, to be honest, she would send me recipes of what she wanted to eat, and I would make it, and that would be it. I mean, I don't have a specialty. I just enjoy cooking. I do Italian food only because I'm from Northeast. But you name it, Southern, West Indian.
What about some oxtails?
Ooh.
Now you're talking. Now
Again,
you're talking.
again, I can show you pictures. I can send pictures of you for oxtail. That matter of fact, I was going to buy. I usually cook oxtail 15 pounds at a time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Look, Miss Laura would like some oxtails too. She gonna be ready.
Whatever you want me to cook, I cook. I enjoy.
I ain't never ate them, so I don't know nothing about all
Really?
that.
You never ate
Are you
oxtail?
serious?
Nah.
Good child.
I don't do them either. I don't
Yeah,
do
it's
oxtail.
okay.
Wait a minute.
Y'all
Do you
all
like
right.
neck bones?
You know
like
what?
neck
If you
bones?
don't like them, guess
I
what?
don't even know what that is.
You don't.
Oh Lord!
You don't. I'm cooking red beans and rice right now. So my
Oh,
trick-
I eat
that
that.
sounds so good.
yeah, my red beans
Gotta
and
have
rice.
some turkey. Gotta have some turkey knuckles too.
What?
Turkey, what?
I
Turkey
just
knuckles.
Miss Colleen, I just got my
Yeah.
Turkey
my
knuckles.
turkey
She
necks.
ain't never cooked that for me. We ain't eat that. Now we ain't eat that. She never cooked that.
You
I
said
didn't
turkey
start
knuckles.
cooking them until like the last couple years.
Turkey
Yes.
knuckles?
No,
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Wait a minute, you talking about pig knuckles?
No, turkey knuckles.
Turkey knuckles.
Turkey knuckles.
What? I don't even know what that is.
Or straight. Which one?
Now,
do you
which part is the turkey knuckles?
It's on the claw.
You talking about the feet?
Yeah.
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 Oh, I never had turkey feet, but I have my chicken feet in the freezer.
Yeah.
What? I don't know. See, y'all lost me right there.
So hold
Now
on.
you know,
Turkey
you know
what?
Turkey. No, I
knuckles.
got you.
Turkey knuckles. Now you can
Turkey
either you can make them all different kinds of way. You can bake them. You can
Yeah,
put
you
them
can
in.
pickle 'em, you
You
can
can
do all
fry them. I like to put them in the crock pot with some cream of chicken soup in there, and you let them simmer all day with seasoning on. And you let them simmer all day. Boy,
Look here.
you
Look
put
here,
that
Miss
bone in
Colleen.
your mouth
Miss
and just
Colleen.
suck
Miss
it off.
Colleen. Miss
That's
Colleen.
what I'm
Miss
talking
Colleen.
about.
Miss Colleen.
Yeah.
You can't give them all our secrets.
Order in the court. Order in the court.
Don't be
Y'all violating.
Get them cooked.
Order in the court. Did you say some turkey knuckles?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we ain't never had all that.
I have to make you some when I come down.
No,
No.
They're good.
Don't worry
They're
about
good.
it. Don't worry about it. Don't
Now,
worry
Miss
about it.
Colleen,
See, you ain't even trying. You got to try it before you say you don't like it.
But I never had turkey, but I have chicken. But how about the you eat
Chicken knuckles.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Well,
turkey or
I
chickens have knuckles.
Well, but you never had.
When
the
did they?
calcium?
Hold up. I'm not trying to be rude. When did they grow knuckles?
They have them on their feet.
On what feet? What knuckles?
The turkey.
Wait a minute, hold. Now,
I
Liz,
have
now,
It's
we
good.
finna get in. Now, Liz, you know me and you now. Knuckles?
That's your mother-in-law now. That's your mama. So, okay. Now
Wait a
I
minute,
have to-
hold up. No, but you talking about some chicken? Chicken got knuckles too?
Yep.
Yeah.
What kind of? Are they aliens?
No, that's good eating. I'm sorry.
That's good
Miss
eating.
Colleen, it's
I
good
say
eating.
they come
How
out so
do you
tender.
eat
You
a
just put it in
knuckle?
your mouth.
Wait.
How do you eat a knuckle?
Wait,
And
Miss
it just comes
Colleen.
right off.
You get
Yo,
some
man,
of
wait,
those beans.
Shaq.
You get
No,
some
hold
beans,
on
some
now.
lima
Let's
beans
be honest.
with biscuit.
Uh-huh.
That's
Have
right.
it like that with those knuckles. Oh, girl.
Some knuckle.
Look,
Just
man, if
just
you
get a
eat the
biscuit or a
tail,
dinner roll.
you eat everything else. You can eat the knuckle, brother.
I don't need the
Nah, I ain't never had that.
I think you would like it.
I'm trying to hold up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look this up. You say turkey
No,
knuckle.
and you know what? Shaq's favorite thing is chicken too. He love him some chicken. He will go get him some chicken
I
real
ain't gonna
quick.
eat no chicken. I ain't gonna eat no chicken
Stop all
knuckles
that
though.
talking.
No, I don't eat all that either. I ain't never had
You
that.
don't
I don't
even
know.
know. You haven't even tried. So how can you say you don't
It
like
don't
something?
sound
you ain't
good.
tried it?
Mom,
But
that ain't the problem. The problem is, how do you eat a knuckle?
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm real
You don't
picky when
eat
I
that.
eat because my mom has tricked me and got me to eat some alligator and told me it was chicken, and I bit into it. It was horrible. I was like, oh my god, I never trust
I've
none.
had alligator. I've had alligator. Alligator
Oh
tail is
no.
not bad.
My
It's
my
like
sister
nuggets.
always called me the Beverly Hillbillies because I would cook her stuff and tell her it was different. We would tell them everybody it was different food just so they would try it.
That's
Look,
right.
And they
look like
try and they be
seafood
saying,
on
"Oh, this is
anything.
so good." I say, "You know what you eating? You eating the squirrel. You eating the thumper.
Oh
You
no,
eating."
Put
That's
poultry
no,
seasoning.
no, no,
What the
no.
what?
Seasoning on anything and it tastes like chicken. I don't care
Hold
That's
on,
what
look.
right.
you do.
Hey, let me hear another. Sir Miguel, please can you unmute your mic, sir? Have you ever
Sir.
tried any of those type of delicatessens?
Well, I've had alligator, I've had oxtail, I've had deer,
Yeah.
I've
Mm-mm.
had yeah.
Yeah.
But have you had some knuckles?
Yeah.
I probably have. I wouldn't be surprised.
If you,
I
Well,
didn't
you
heard
come
it
up here.
all.
You
Some
come up to
turkey,
Michigan, and they got them on every corner. Somebody out there cooking them.
there
turkey
you go.
knuckles.
Yep. Yep.
No,
That's
I
the big
don't
thing
know.
the last couple of
I
years.
guess I ain't. I guess I ain't never ate then.
I'm not gonna eat
See,
them.
mom, you done
I ain't
tricked me
gonna.
so much as a kid. No, I don't trust
That's
it.
the
That's the
all
kind of
y'all
food
messing
that the
with my
parents eat
medication.
too.
I like to cook that buffalo meat too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Now,
Buffalo's good.
Yeah,
buffalo is good.
buffalo is good.
that's
Buffalo is
oh
good.
good.
no, see.
Oh
Bison
my
is
God.
very good. Shaq don't
Okay.
even know it, but he had buffalo before.
Yeah. So you can't tell people
That's right.
because if you
Oh,
tell them what it
Okay.
is, they won't even try it.
Yeah.
It's not
I
expensive.
came to the house with some burgers. He don't even remember, but
Yep.
I came to the
Buffalo
house with burgers, and he don't know they were bison burgers.
Mhm.
You had
Look
me
at
eating some stuff that what?
Buffalo bison burgers. You sure right. I sure did.
Some
Mhm.
yeah.
bison burgers.
Oh,
And
now I can't trust.
frog legs are pretty good too.
Not
What?
bad.
No.
That's
What?
true.
Oh.
That's true.
Mm.
You say who?
No, I can't do frog legs.
Frog legs,
No, they
they're
do.
good
Uh-uh.
They
too.
do. No,
They
they
say
do
it tastes
taste like
like chicken.
chicken. They do. They do. That they sell that in New York. Now you know that, Mr. Strick. Go on over to Coney Island.
Well, no, they sell them down here. I actually just sent my sister a picture of some frog legs that I saw in the meat market when I was there like 2 days ago. So I have not cooked them yet. I will probably try, but you know, if somebody
Don't try it here, Strick. Don't try it here. We'll be all right.
You know what, Erica? You know what? I'm game for. I just like cooking. So
You put them in some grease, and them legs be moving.
Oh no. See,
yeah, they'll be moving. I
See,
know.
That's
see,
too much.
when I see stuff like that, it makes me go into my vegan stuff, and I'm like,
No,
oh no, I just eat
no.
vegan.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I
don't tell
made
me.
lasagna the other day. Actually, I have to
Strict.
post that picture as well.
You come down here, bro. I'm going to the store and we looking at it, and I'm reading the label, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
but
telling you,
yeah,
I'm reading the
Look,
label.
The only
know.
time I've ever done something that probably I felt bad about is my oldest stepdaughter. She is, you know, she's a very animal loving type individual, and I made some venison, you know, chicken.
Poor Bambi.
If she
Oh,
found
Bambi.
out, and me and her mother agreed that we
Oh,
would
Bambi.
never tell her that she ate Bambi because she would really be upset. That's the only.
Yeah, that's my mom right there. She used
You
to do all
remember?
that stuff, but I could always taste it. Oh no.
Remember when I did it one time? I got the Chinese food, and I told Janelle that I said, "I'm sorry, honey, but I didn't have no money, so we had to use you're eating your cat." She
Oh,
went to the whole house looking for this cat.
you didn't do
When
that.
she was I had him in the back room, and she just started crying. I said, "No, I ain't cooked your cat."
I
Oh,
love it. I love it.
oh
Yeah, my mom get devious there, and she be trying to get us to eat different things and trick us, and she did that all the time, and I would never trust her no more. I'd be like, I'm good. I'm not hungry. Cereal. I ate a lot of cereal.
If you only knew what's in
I
that,
tell
they
you what,
don't even know what's in that cereal.
you know what the thing about it is since I've been with Erica's such a finicky eater, so now she had me. Nah, I didn't turn finicky, so I don't like that anymore. I don't
Like
eat.
I'm very like I don't even like lettuce. Like it gotta be spinach or romaine lettuce before me. I eat a salad. I will not eat no regular shredded lettuce and all that. No.
What you call it, rabbit food?
Yeah, I ain't eating that. Feed that to the rabbits.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very finicky with food. I don't like my food touching.
Oh yeah, she's
Mhm.
Oh gosh, I have a
yeah.
nephew
She don't
like that.
no. Her food better not touch. I mean, she'd be like, oh no, I don't want that. I don't want none of my food touching. I'm like, oh my goodness.
What do
Yeah,
you think is going to happen?
I eat it all separately.
Yeah,
One at a time. One at a
Yeah,
time.
she
yeah,
either one. She you know how somebody eat a little of this or eat a little. No, not her. She eat one thing at one time. Then she eat another thing another time. Then she eat another thing.
yeah.
Wow.
Don't bring me no plate with the touch, and I ain't gonna eat it. Because whatever part is touching, I ain't gonna eat it.
Yeah.
So, so you must have a hard time with spaghetti and meatballs.
I mean, that's okay. I can do that.
But like I say, if you fixing some food and you got a
Like
little of this over
corn
here,
and
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. She wanted. I would literally have to go. We would go get her one of them, them little separated plates.
Boy, they in love,
You
Miss
know, like
Colleen.
Thanksgiving, people put their food all together. No, it gotta be all separate. I have about 4 or 5 plates.
Yeah, she
That's
would.
love. That's love.
Yeah, she would. I would sit there and be like, okay, let me go get this. Let me go get the baby the little plate. You know.
Oh no.
But I do not like it touching.
Yeah, she
Okay.
don't like she'll. And you know the fun thing about some people eat and drink. You like eat something and then drink. Not her. She'll eat
Not
up food, then she'll drink something.
That's me. I don't drink while I'm eating.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm the
really?
same way.
Really?
Yeah,
And then get that water. It tastes so good.
yeah.
Oh,
And I only like my water room temperature.
That's how I like it. Room temperature.
I'm
I guess
getting better
everybody
that
got
way.
their own little way. Look, I drink it cold, hot. I mean, warm, whatever. I drink it. I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's
drink.
good. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
'Cause you like yours real cold, Miss Colleen, right?
Most of the time, but I'm starting to do better where I'm drinking it just right out the bottle. You buy the big packs of water, and I just drink it at room temperature now. I gotten used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't got used to it
That's
too.
from the
Of
sugar.
course, being with my wife, I didn't start. I used to drink cold. I don't know last time we put water in the refrigerator.
Oh wow.
yeah. I drink it room temperature.
That's it.
Oh
I
I
don't
wow!
don't
like
I
cold
don't
water
like
really.
I don't like the brain freeze. That's me. So
My head hurt.
oh man.
That's
Well,
what she said.
I'm going to tell everybody good night.
Yeah,
Love you.
we gonna share.
Enjoy the Sorry,
I was
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we finna close it out, Mom. I'm gonna get
Yep.
Brother Miguel. You'll take us out of here, brother.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for another blessed evening. We thank you for allowing us to open our eyes again today to make a difference not only for ourselves but for someone else. We thank you for your mercy and grace. And I thank you for the people on this panel. I thank you for the conversation. As always, Heavenly Father, you have given us life, you have given us love, you've given us grace, you've given us peace. Allow our lights to shine throughout the world so they may see your righteousness and glory through us, that you may get the glory and the honor and the praise. We thank you, Heavenly Father, because somebody didn't wake up this morning, but you opened our eyes so we can see. And not only that, Heavenly Father, you made a way for us to not only dialogue, but you've given us a way to speak to each other with love, peace, and harmony. And this is what's needed in this world that is so demonic and destructive. But more importantly, Heavenly Father, you've blessed us with life. You breathe the air in our nostrils to allow us to breathe. So, Father, we thank you for your mercy and your grace. And however you choose to lead us, Heavenly Father, let us see you for who you are and not for ourselves. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for your grace. And that your will be done through each and every one of us. With that being said, Heavenly Father, again, thank you for your mercy. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your love. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Thank you.
Amen.
Thank
Amen.
y'all for coming on here and talking and being in the chat.
Thank you. Thank
Oh,
everyone. Thank you, Strickland sister, living well. Thank you everyone for coming in. Frankie and Johnny, if she's still here, if Sexy May, everybody, we want to thank y'all for holding everything down. We want to thank everybody that came on the panel. Sir Miguel, it's always a pleasure, my brother. Definitely always a pleasure. Mom, appreciate you coming up and saying it. Sister Leslie, it's always a pleasure. And my brother, big brother Strick, I appreciate you. And of course, my lovely, lovely wife, Erica. So we want to thank y'all. And we're going to do this again, y'all. And I thank y'all for coming.
Yep.
God
Thank
bless
you, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you
Yes,
again. Good
you
night.
guys
Have a
have
great
a blessed
weekend.
night and thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a great weekend.
You too
You
now.
too.
All right.
God
Blessings.
bless.
Bless.